The no, hold on 1 second. The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BC, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Shout out to everybody here. It's 8:38 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, it's another beautiful day here in South Florida, November the 16th. You know, I was just in the boxing gym again today. I was a couple blocks down from where I'm staying at Beta Bay Boxing Gym this morning. We put in some work, man. 13 rounds in the bag, six rounds jump roping, 4 rounds shadow boxing. You know, trying to get back into boxing shape. But glad to have you guys here. You know, we'll get some people on here in a second. But I wanted to acknowledge some people in the comments. So shout out to everybody in the comments. We got a lot of the True School Sports Army in the comments. We got my main man, MMA the Champ. What's up? What's up, MMA? How you doing? L Dog says, yo. What's up, L Dog? The Untouchable L Dog. Sanjeep. Shout out to Sanjeep with the Manchester United logo. Yeah, man. My man Johnny, he says Bud's about to get fed to Josh Taylor. We'll see, man. But I wanna just get into it. Let's just get into it because I feel like, you know, there's definitely a lot to dissect with what came out about what Bob Arum said about Terence Crawford today. And honestly, I'm surprised, like he said this coming off of such a great performance, because he was speaking so glowingly of Terence in the post-fight interview with after the Brook fight, and now for him to talk, not for him to say what he said about promoting Terence Crawford, it now plays more into the narrative that Terence Crawford will be leaving Top Rank soon. It now plays into their narrative that Terence Crawford will be signing up PBC soon. So it is what it is, man. But I'll read you the quotes and we'll dissect it piece by piece, brick by brick here on True School Sports. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, click that like button if you're new to the channel, all that good stuff. You know, super chat if you feel led to. But here's what Bob Arum said. Hold on, let me see. Let me try to use StreamYard in a different way today. Hold on, let me see. Fuck it. So basically, I'll read you the quotes. So here's what Bob Arum said about Terence Crawford, and apparently he's losing interest in promoting Terence Crawford. You know, it's a known fact that his Top Rank contract will run out after 2 more fights. So that is what it is. But Bob Arum said the following. I quote: He being Terence. He's got to promote the fight like Teofimo Lopez does. He's got to promote the fight like Shakur Stevenson does, like Floyd Mayweather did, like Manny Pacquiao did. If he doesn't, then who the fuck needs him? He may be the greatest fighter in the world, but hey, I ain't going bankrupt promoting him. He then goes on by saying, Bob Arum, this is the Bob father himself. He then goes by saying, I quote, the question is, do we want to keep him? I could build a house in Beverly Hills on the money I've lost on him in the last 3 fights. A beautiful home, no questions. No questions. Crawford's innate tremendous ability by beating a naturally bigger guy in Brook decisively. That's a big statement that he's making. The question is, does it pay the bills? Look, you can have the greatest opera singer in the world. If the fans don't support it, you're out of business. So those are the words of Bob Arum. Now, I'm going to tell you guys where I have an issue. All right. I'm going to tell you guys where I have an issue with what he's saying, because Bob Arum, his job description, his motherfucking job description, his job description is to be a promoter, to promote whoever it is that he signs to a contract at Top Rank. It's his job to promote them. And this is why I hate the term. I hate that most of these guys that they call promoters are being called promoters, because the reality is most promoters in boxing are not promoters. Most of these guys that are promoters, they don't promote fighters. They just cut TV deals. That's what they are. They're more like brokers. They broker the deal. They broker the deal to get the fighter on the network. Now, is Bob wrong about Terence? Has he lost money from promoting Terence Crawford? Yes, he has. Is Terence Crawford a big star outside of the realms of the hardcore boxing fans? No, he is not. But we have to ask ourselves the great question, the $1 million question, the $10 million question of why Terence Crawford is not a bigger star in boxing. And it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. He hasn't gotten those big fights. He hasn't gotten the fights that people have wanted to see him in. Therefore, he hasn't been able to really blow up as a star in boxing. He hasn't gotten the Pacquiao fight, and he hasn't got the Spence fight. And there's really nobody else in the top rank stable that Bob can put him in there with that's gonna make it good for Terence. Now, Bob's talking about money, right? Like, oh, I'm losing all this money. I'm not gonna go bankrupt, motherfucker. Your net worth, Bob Arum's net worth is $300 million. His net worth is $300 million. Bob Arum isn't gonna go bankrupt promoting Terence Crawford. If anything, the money that he was using to promote Lomachenko, you know, he should have taken some of that money and promoted it into Terence Crawford, a guy that, as far as I'm concerned, when we talk about boxing, is the most dominant fighter in boxing right now. He's got 8 straight stoppages. Not one fighter has gone the distance with him since Victor Postal went the distance with him. Bob is a promoter, so it's about time. It's about time to start promoting. Start getting Terence Crawford out there. I understand Terence Crawford's personality, and I've interviewed Terence Crawford. I know what his personality is like. I know that it's like pulling teeth from Terence. You know, I know he's not a guy that's very talkative. But on the flip side, if you've really studied Terence Crawford's personality, if you've studied how he actually is, there is another side of Terence Crawford that is more entertaining personality-wise, and we saw it when he was interacting with Earl Spence. Maybe he just isn't selling these fights, and maybe he isn't trying to promote these fights with his mouthpiece because he's just frustrated with Top Rank. He's just frustrated with Top Rank. You know, I'd be frustrated too. I mean, look, I thought the Kell Brook fight was a good matchup going in. Obviously, it proved that it wasn't a competitive fight. You know, and people don't want to say that it was a good matchup, but that's fine. But like, you know, Crawford, Brook, Kavaluskas, Benavidez, Horn, these are not the fights that people want to see. And if Bob Arum is the best promoter in the history of boxing, like people say he is, and I don't think he's the best promoter in the history of boxing, but I do think he's the best active promoter. If Bob Arum is truly this top promoter, then it's his job to get the deals done that people don't think he can get done. The fights that he can't get over the line, he has to get them over the line for Terence. Terence, he's supposed to work with Terence. It's a two-way street. Yes, Terence works for him. Terence is signed to him. Terence fights under his umbrella. But the promoter is supposed to work for the best interest of the fighter. And like, has Bob Arum, like if we're honest with ourselves about Bob Arum in regards to Terence Crawford's career, has he really done what's in the best really interest of Terence Crawford? F it, man. F it, man. I'm not gonna sit and ramble too long. I want to check the temperature of the streets. You know, True School Sports, the untouchable True School Sports empire, the home of boxing on YouTube. All the real boxing fans watch True School Sports. If you're here right now, you watch True School Sports. All right. Let's see. There's a link. Anybody who wants to join, open panel. If you want that smoke, come get it. I don't care who you are. Come get that smoke. Come start cooking and talking boxing. You know, but yeah, I don't know, man. Bob Arum should make more of an effort. Bob Arum, my humble opinion, he should make. I know Crawford should probably talk more and sell the fights, but I think the reason that he's not talking more and selling these fights is because he's frustrated with Bob Arum. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna get my boy Rap Star. Shout out to my main man Rap Star. Rap Star Knowledge. What's up, champ?
Yeah, mate. How's it going, bro? Straight from London. How you doing, mate?
I can't complain, man. Just another day in paradise.
So I don't think we're gonna have smoke because I agree with you.
Yeah. We won't have smoke.
Yeah, I agree with you. But if somebody wants to give some smoke, I'm there for you.
Yeah, man. What do you make of Bob Arum's comments?
Hey, listen, I've done a channel last night and Punch Drunk, and a lot of the channels came on. I'm growing. Oh, by the way, True School, I appreciate you subscribing to me. I think you have. I think I saw you.
I have notifications on too.
Honest. I gotta be honest, True School. I started a few weeks ago and I got thousands of subscribers, hundreds of messages. So things are moving, things are growing now, bro. But I gotta let you know, I done a show yesterday, and Terence Crawford seems in a bad spot. Terence Crawford seems like he's in a real bad spot. And we spoke to some guys, analysts, and they all reckon if Terence Crawford right now is the B-side for most of the fights that he wants, whether he likes it or not, True School, he's the B-side in Errol Spence fight. He's the B-side. He's the B-side even in Manny Pacquiao fight, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And some people said if he even wants the Keith Thurman fight, Keith Thurman seems to have the highest numbers in PBC. So Keith Thurman's going to demand...
Yeah, he did like 4 million views in America for the Garcia fight. He does numbers.
Yeah, so some people said that Keith Thurman will demand for more than a 50-50 split, unfortunately, as well, because of his numbers. So Terence Crawford, he's in an unfortunate spot because, unfortunately, he's not a fan favorite. Let's be honest. He's not the fan favorite. And he doesn't have that aura and personality that people are screaming to watch him. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, man.
We got to be honest about it.
1 second, rap star. There's like 3 other people. I'm gonna put them in right now. We got Carnage. We got L Dog. We got L Dog.
Oh yeah.
We got
all the mods are back. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go on mute, but I just will say this before everybody starts to speak: is that Terence Crawford is in a bad situation. He needs to get out of Bob Arum. He's got a contract until October 2021. He's still in a contract till 2021. If you ask me, True School, he needs to just ride that contract out and then go and make a fight-by-fight deal with Al Heyman. Because he's going to get nowhere now with Bob Arum, bro. He's stuck. He's hitting the wall. You guys can carry on.
He's gone as far as he can go.
I think, first of all, salute True School. I think this is an interesting situation, but I think it's actually best for Top Rank as well as Crawford to leave each other, because Top Rank is losing money on Crawford, and with the money they're paying Crawford, that's what Bob said. He said they've lost like $20 million or something of his last couple of fights. So thinking about that, I would rather them, let Crawford go and try and sign some guys like Bivol, because I think they can make a lot of very profitable fights at 175 if they got Bivol. I mean, they've got Bivol, they've got, Joe Smith, Beterbiev, etc. But the thing I think Top Rank is hoping to do is they're hoping to get that Spence fight or a Pacquiao fight so they can try and make back the money. But I think they're starting to realize that Crawford versus Spence probably won't actually do that much on pay-per-view. I mean, Manny versus Thurman only did like 500,000 buys. I can't see Crawford and Spence doing like 1 million buys or something.
It will.
I don't know, man.
It's a unification bout. It's one of the most anticipated fights in this era. And they're both fighters who are undefeated, and we want to see the fight.
They said that about the rematch between Fury and Wilder. That didn't break 1 million apparently. That only did 900,000, and that was heavyweight.
And that fight had crazy promotion. They had Fox, they had ESPN, they had
a lot of things.
That everything for that fight.
I'm not saying it's a bad fight. I'm just saying I think pay-per-view is is really dying, man. I think it's, unless you're gonna really stack the undercard, I think it's not gonna do well.
Yeah. Just,
by the way,
don't want to pay that much.
My boy Johnny. What's up, Johnny?
What's up? Don't mind me.
I
think Crawford and Spence is a great fight, and I think it deserves to get made. But in my personal opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think Manny Pacquiao is the best welterweight in the world, and I think he beats both.
Yeah, well, I already know that because you always say that when I talk to you.
So can I just touch on that point? So you think Manny Pacquiao beats Crawford and Spence right now?
Yes, sir, I do.
What?
Damn, that's a bold statement right there.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
That could actually happen.
He's
a good fighter. He's like something 40 something right now. That guy is in good shape.
Johnny,
For 40.
tell him why you think that.
I think Manny Pacquiao wins because I think he has better head movement than anyone Terence Crawford's ever faced. I believe the switching won't give him enough trouble with that left hand. Manny has a left hand of his own, and Manny's probably the hardest puncher Terence Crawford's probably going to be in with, and he's going to get hurt early because it's going to take him a while to adjust to someone of the caliber of Manny Pacquiao. But as far as boxing as well, but I think Terrence's boxing ability is probably a little bit better than Manny Pacquiao, but I think Manny's just more tricky and has more tricks of the trade, and he'll be able to give Crawford different looks that Crawford has never seen. And Crawford,
I mean, you can never write Manny Pacquiao off. You can never write Manny Pacquiao off. And if you write Manny Pacquiao off, you're a fool to boxing.
Hey, I thought Thurman would beat him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's why I can't write him off. So I'm not gonna debate it too much because Manny Pacquiao always proves everyone wrong sometimes. You know what I mean?
Thurman was coming off of a layoff,
and
a
Manny
big
Pacquiao
layoff, and the injury.
that Crawford hasn't seen.
Nah, he fought Josecito.
I don't think anyone.
He had the tough fight with Josecito.
And
I think
and Crawford,
I personally think that Manny Pacquiao Earl Spence is a more competitive fight. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I think
Oh, really?
I think Earl Spence's style is perfect for Manny Pacquiao.
Flat-footed.
I mean,
He comes in straight lines. He's flat-footed. He don't got one-punch knockout power. It's a great fight for Pacquiao.
Hey, yo, Brandon,
you
I
gotta
wanted
look at this,
go on.
yeah, you got to look at this. Manny Pacquiao's the A side in both of those fights, anyway. You know what I mean? So that tells you a lot where Manny Pacquiao still belongs in the welterweight. You know, is he the number? Would you say he's the number one welterweight? True school.
Now I got Crawford number one.
I think Errol Spence because of his two belts. Errol Spence has got the IBF and he's got the WBC. So those two belts should carry more weight than Crawford.
And WBA. He has a WBA.
The reason I have Crawford number one is because I think Crawford's the most dominant fighter in boxing right now. There's nobody dominating boxing like Terence Crawford. Got 8 straight stoppages.
In a way.
Nah, not even in a way.
Yeah, but true school, you got to remember at the welterweight division, if you go online today, Errol Spence is number one.
Yeah.
So they say.
Because of his two belts.
No, they say.
Wait, let me speak, please, and then I'll go mute. Because of his two belts and his competition at welterweight, Errol Spence seems to be the more stable guy with the most competition at welterweight than Terence Crawford. How do you feel about that?
He doesn't have a better resume than Pacquiao, that's for sure. Pacquiao's last win against Thurman.
Nobody does.
Crawford. We're talking about Crawford, L-Dog. Crawford against Spence in the resume of welterweight.
Yeah, I mean, look, the thing about Crawford's resume is I think is actually kind of overrated. He got that win against Brook and he got a win against Sean Porter. But aside from that, people point to Lamont Peterson, a 140-pounder towards the end of his career, and Mikey Garcia, a guy jumping up from 135. And let's take a look at Brook. Brook was coming off a knockout loss to Gennady Golovkin. Then we take a look at Sean Porter. Life and death with Sean Porter, who lost to Keith Thurman, who Pacquiao beat. Like I'm just saying, like, yeah, he should have lost to Ugas, and people could argue he lost to Danny Garcia, 38-0, undefeated. But that's the thing about Spence. Like, he's a good fighter, and people will say I'm hating on him, but I just think he's overrated, man. People talk about him like he's an all-time great or a Hall of Famer already, but he's so far away from that.
I mean, you do realize that Terence Crawford, they say the same thing about him, that he's overrated.
I actually do think that
Terence Crawford's never had a competitive fight in his life because he's
exactly.
Dambo.
If you want to,
but I'm saying,
I think,
but I'm saying that as a testament to how good he is because he never fights down to his level of competition. He's that dominant. He's 37 fights in over 3 weight classes. Never had one controversial competitive fight.
Yeah, but he's fighting C+ fighters in the welterweight division.
I know many great fighters. I know many great fighters in the past.
I mean, yeah,
Mean Machine is a good boxer, bro.
Yeah, but you could say Mean Machine was somebody coming up. But what I'm saying is we don't get Terence Crawford to fight in the top 5 of the welterweight. He hasn't fought in the top 5, bro. So when you don't fight those people which are the 1, 2, 3, 4, it puts you in back out of position. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, Errol Spence is still fighting the top 5 continuously. So what is he? So who's?
Hold on. No, I disagree with that.
Go on then. Tell me what.
All right, so let's look at his title run. Okay, so Cal Brook, yeah, he's top 5 because he's champion. But after that, who did he fight?
Ocampo was a mandatory.
Ocampo wasn't a top 5 opponent.
No,
like
he wasn't. He wasn't.
So that's one top 5. And who did he fight after that? Lamont Peterson. Was Lamont Peterson top 5?
At the time, he was top 5 with the government.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
Wait. I'll tell you what. Let me tell you what route he was top 5. He was
Lamont
top
Peterson
5
was
in the
past his
IBF.
prime.
And top 5 sanctioning
we're not
body
talking
don't
about
count, bro.
sanctioning
We're
body
talking
rankings.
about like real top 5. You know,
sanctioning body rankings are completely corrupt. They're bought and paid for. They're sold. For example, Christopher Lovejoy is rated as a top 15 heavyweight according to the WBA.
But hold on. I'm not done, man. He then fought Mikey Garcia, who wasn't even ranked at 147 pounds. So this guy has not been consistently fighting top 5, man. He fought one top 5, took like a year off of fighting top 5s, fights another top 5, goes life and death.
So give me Terence Crawford's top 5 in welterweight.
Who's he beat that's top 5? Jeff Horn.
Yeah, exactly. I knew that's the
only thing. He doesn't even have to 5 fights at welterweight.
So what I'm saying,
he doesn't have 5 fights at welterweight.
Huh?
Does he even have 5 fights at welterweight?
Is that no? But what I'm saying, Terence Crawford doesn't have top 5s on his record either. So Errol Spence has 2 more better competitive fighters and better fights at 147 for sure than Terence Crawford.
No, he has 1 more because Jeff Horn was a top 5. And Jeff Horn was coming off a win.
Yeah, but Jeff Horn was never rated in the fight that he beat Manny Pacquiao anyway.
I'll say this.
Every champion wanted Jeff Horn, bro.
I'll say this.
L-Dog, even Amir Khan wanted to come and beat Jeff Horn when he won that title.
I mean, Amir Khan also wanted to go and beat Canelo. How did it work out for him?
I'm saying, L-Dog, Terence Crawford doesn't have a better resume than Errol Spence at welterweight,
I'm not arguing that, but I'm saying like
so
people
keep it simple, bro.
People act like Spence. People act like Spence's resume is like super impressive.
No, it's not super better.
The way people have crowned Errol Spence is just I've never seen it before. He beat Cal Brook, right? To in his first world title fight, and he was instantly on the Ring magazine, ESPN, and all that pound for pound. And I'm thinking, like, how do you do that with 1 world title fight? Like, people are overrating Spence because of the marketing behind him. You know, American Olympian, welterweight, Floyd Mayweather, hailed him as the heir. Like, I think that's why people overrate this guy. But I'm telling you, man, if he ever fights Crawford, I think Crawford is going to stop him late. And that's not saying it's going to be an easy fight. It'll be like a Canelo Triple G2 kind of fight. But I see Crawford stopping him, man.
Well, that's your opinion, but
I'll be right back, all right?
We got to appreciate that even though Errol Spence doesn't have the greatest resume, he has a better resume than Crawford at the moment at welterweight. But who has the best resume is Manny Pacquiao. So true school.
But is it fair to say that Errol Spence is supposed to have the better resume than Terence Crawford at 147 because he's turned pro as a welterweight? All of his fights have been at welterweight, so he's supposed to have a better welterweight record than Terence Crawford.
Yes, he is for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, L-Dog made a good point. His resume is not that much better than Crawford either. You know, it's not that much far-fetched to say, oh, he's he's way ahead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Manny Pacquiao's ahead of all of them if you want to talk about resume, right?
Manny Pacquiao's ahead of everybody in boxing.
So is Manny Pacquiao the A side against Errol Spence for sure, isn't he? He's going to be the A side for everybody.
Yep. Yeah, he is. Even if they fight in Dallas, Texas, he'll be the A side because he holds the Cowboy Stadium ticket record over there.
So what happens? Everybody wants Manny Pacquiao just like they want Canelo. Right, so everybody's calling out Manny Pacquiao in the welterweight like they're calling out Canelo in the middleweight. So if Errol Spence wants Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford wants Manny Pacquiao, what's going on here? Are they both trying to get that fight before they fight each other because they can't fight each other?
Yeah, because whoever gets that fight and wins is gonna have they'll have a bigger profile. They'll be able to say, I got Manny Pacquiao on my resumes, which thus makes me the A side. And they'll have some fans in the Philippines too if they win sensationally.
So you're saying Terence Crawford needs that fight more than Errol Spence is what I'm thinking.
He needs it way more than Errol Spence.
Yeah, he needs it because he's going to get outpriced in the fight. True school. Let everybody know what outpriced means. You know what I mean?
Yeah, outpriced is basically when a fighter he asks for a certain amount of money that he knows the promoter or the other team won't give him, so that the fight won't happen. But yeah, man. My man Joe says that Steve Kim of ESPN is reporting that Kell Brook and his team trashed the dressing room after the fight. I don't know if that's true.
Man, we don't really care about that because Kell Brook said he's going to bring chocolate brownies. He didn't even bring baby.
Kell Brook was a massive disappointment.
He didn't even bring cupcakes, bro. He didn't even bring baby cupcakes to the fight.
He won the first 2 rounds, bro.
Huh?
He won the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, but that was where Terence Crawford was downloading data just to check him out. You know what I mean?
He was really downloading the information. He really downloads information. I'm not like Lomachenko.
Hey, can I ask you something? There's been a lot of articles. Hey, let me ask you this. In England, a lot of people are saying that they don't want to see Kell Brook fight anymore. They're not. That's it. Leave him. Let him rest in with his kids and that. Do you agree?
Yeah, the dude suffered 3 knockout losses, man. You don't want to get brain damage, you know. You made your money, get out healthy.
He's getting into that. He's one more knockout loss. I just want to
touch on this. Do you think his health is in the line now if Kell Brook fights anymore?
Yeah, I think he's got to. I'm a huge Kell Brook fan, but he's got to hang it up, man. The only 2 fights that I would accept from him at this point is if he fights at 54 and he fights against either Khan or maybe a Liam Smith. But even the Liam Smith, even Liam Smith might not work out well. But
we got emails from Australia today. There's been some talk from Australia. They said send Kell Brook to Australia so Tim Tszyu can give him a retirement check.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Tim Tszyu is the cash cow at 154 pounds. That guy got like $5 million for his Jeff Horn fight.
So they're trying to get Kell Brook. I mean, I think that's sad. I think they're using Kell Brook as a name now.
Yeah,
you know,
he's becoming a gatekeeper, an opponent for everybody.
That's what happens in boxing, though, man. If you don't hang it up, the game will use you. You know, like you got to get out the game with your health. You know, wealth. Otherwise, you know. Look at some of the heavyweights, especially, man. Some of them, they actually were decent contenders, whatever. Now they're just journeymen getting beat up.
Burt Cooper turned into that. Oliver McCall turned into that. Shannon Briggs turned into that.
They were trying to get Oliver McCall to fight Ditchko last year.
Yeah, fuck that shit, bro.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Like boxing, it wouldn't shock me, man, if one of these prospects, you know, calls out Mike Tyson and sets that fight up just to get some exposure, man.
They should. I bet you.
I mean, it's sad though because there's an inside story saying that Kell Brook was having problems with his family. I mean, I'm not going to say too much, but you know, he left his wife. His wife told him not to fight, but he still wanted to fight because he felt like he had something to offer. But I don't think he should be going into fights now. Like Tim Tszyu's offering him money for a main event. He shouldn't go into that now, man. Enough is enough. True school.
He should fight Ted Cheeseman and call it a day.
Yeah, but who the fuck wants to see that garbage fight? That's garbage.
You know what I want to see, man? I'm a Scott Fitzgerald fan. I want to see Scott Fitzgerald versus Ted Cheeseman.
Hey, Scott Fitzgerald is the man. I'm surprised I'm surprised L Dog likes him, bro.
You want to know why I like him, man? I watched the 2014 Commonwealth Games, and Scott Fitzgerald was one of the boxers I watched there when I was first getting into boxing, and I've just followed his career. And then he beat that you know, Anthony Fowler guy, and I mean that made me like him even more.
But
I'm a madman, Fitzy.
L-Dog, if you've been watching, L-Dog, you're a hardcore fan to mention these kind of names because I watch everybody. And Scott Fitzgerald, I met him in the O2 Arena. Let me tell you this. You know, after the boxing, he has personal problems. Like he doesn't stay disciplined sometimes. Do you know this?
Yeah, he snorts coke.
Didn't he have an issue? Did he have an issue with his girlfriend or something?
Yeah, domestic violence. He's they call him the white version of Adrian Broner.
Yeah, he was found innocent though. Like a couple days ago, they cleared all his charges. So
Yeah.
Good.
you know, but I'll be honest, man. The dude has problems. Like he drinks, he does drugs, he likes to party, he likes to eat.
He
You know,
does.
but I think the guy, man, Scott Fitzgerald versus Cal Brook, man.
Yeah, but no, you don't understand. A lot of people in England don't want to see Kell Brook as a step-up gatekeeper. That's not what he was. He was a little warrior in his day, you know? People don't want to see fights like that. And listen, Eddie Hearn's got rid of him. Sky Sports is no more involved in him. He's got no attraction in England now. He needs to hang it up, bro. They're gonna use him in Australia or America for like Virgil Ortiz or somebody like what's his name? Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu wants. Yeah, because they said that Kell Brook's only big main event is Amir Khan or Tim Tszyu now. And he shouldn't do that because his wife's already going mad with his eyes. You know, he got told that he could get blind. What the fuck is he doing, True School?
I don't know, man. I don't know. And then, like, he went into that fight without Dominic Ingle, which I thought was another stupid move. He had that Carlos Fermenta guy who can't even speak English. So then he's
worth $15 million. Is it time to call it a day, bro?
There's nothing else for him to do. He's fought all the best people. You know, he was world champion. He was in some good fights. Like, that's it.
Yeah, but some people said boxing is such addictive. When you stay with your home and your family, you get depressed sometimes. You want the sport in your life. And some boxers just don't know when to say no. True.
I'll tell you this. Like, I started training recently, and when I miss a day at the gym, I get depressed. So
look at that. See? So can you imagine a professional sportsman who's not getting spoken about anymore?
I mean, look at Floyd Mayweather. The dude can't go 10 seconds without trying to remind the public of himself. You know, this guy. Like, these boxers, it must be hard. Like, the whole world is talking about you. You know, you're riding the wave of momentum, fight after fight. You know, it's like a routine. And then all of a sudden, it's over. And no one gives a fuck about you.
You know, Mayweather, conveniently in the wake of Ioka Tanaka getting announced, has decided he's announcing a Risen sponsored fight in Japan.
In Japan. Disrespectful.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even realize that like Floyd is about to conflict with one of the biggest and best fights of the year. What kind of guy is this?
Pathetic.
You know what? I hope he gets chinned. That should be funny as a motherfucker, man.
Yo, have him fight Takashi Uchiyama, bro. He can punch. Watch him chin Mayweather.
Have him fight like man, have him rematch Tenshin in like an actual kickboxing thing and get his head kicked.
The thing is though, Tenshin's really small. Like, bro, that dude is what, 130 pounds?
Yeah, he made him cry, man. Who was that
kick to the head
little dude that they made him cry? Mayweather made him cry in the ring.
Nasukawa.
That was sad, man. That kid.
He's a beast, though, man. Like, he actually is a good kickboxer.
Yeah, but he's
just too
like
small.
Real bad. You know.
They were actually talking like if he won that fight, they were gonna set up Inoue versus Tenshin.
You're funny, old dog.
Yeah, I remember.
They were.
When Floyd showed up, he was like, "I'm still retired. This is an exhibition. It's just an exhibition. I'm just making money. I'm still retired."
Like I said before,
I was world champion. I was world champion after 18 months. That's right. Like I said before.
Can I ask you?
I made smart investments in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, you guys ever like, you know, those video games and it gives you like the options of what to say? That's like Floyd, bro. He's a computer. He just has like a few things. He says like a few lines, and every time someone says something to him, it's either listen, I made smart investments, or Tank Davis is a pay-per-view star.
I tip my hat to him because he fought a great fight.
Like I said before, he's a hell of a fighter.
He's a tough competitor. He's a hell of a fighter.
But hey, Terence Crawford, man, I think he beats Spence. I want to see the fight. I think it has to happen next year. And I think it's already past its best, man. I said this year was the last year that we would get to see them in their primes fight each other.
Yeah, but
Crawford will be 34.
Has to swallow his pride, L-Dog. He can't ask for 50-50. True School, remember this. True School reminded us that Terence Crawford Remember when they were trying to negotiate, he wants 50-50, and Errol Spence is not going to give him that, True School. So can you let me know what's the right purse that he deserves? Does he deserve 35%?
35? Nah, I think he should get. I mean, I think he should get at least 40, man. Because Errol Spence is a star, but like he's talking like he's Mayweather or Pacquiao. Like I don't think it should be that much of a discrepancy. Like because 35% is like that's like mandatory money.
Massive international superstar.
A lot of the people in America, they favor Errol Spence. He's more fan friendly than Terence Crawford.
Yeah, he is.
He's the one what people like. They like the way that he is. I don't know what's wrong with Terence Crawford. He don't have the X factor. People don't like him. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
he
cool.
brings all this kind of
20, 30.
He has the same crowd around him. They're always shouting behind him. But his sister makes more news than Terence Crawford. His sister's more vocal than him.
Shout out to Letitia. I think
Letitia
yeah. I mean, she's more vocal than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford doesn't have the vocal. I don't know. There's something missing about him. Can you please tell us what it is, True School?
I don't know. I had a chance.
You were explaining it earlier.
I had a chance to interview Terence in 2016. And he's a very difficult guy to get things out of. If you go on the channel and watch it, I made a joke about American football, because his team had lost a big game, and I joked about his team losing, and he laughed, and I opened him up a bit. But talking to Terence Crawford on camera is like it's like pulling teeth. It's just not who he is. He's more into he wants to fight.
Yeah, but people don't want to watch that kind of shit. They want to see somebody who brings all the smoke, who talks about fighters, who talks that other fighters are ducking him. He's not vocal. All he's doing is staying behind the fucking scene. So then he can't ask for the big share of the purse when he's not got the fan-friendly persona about him, bro.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, when him and Errol Spence were face to face, Errol Spence did say, "Why would I fight you when I can go the easy road?"
Okay, well, that's fair enough. He did say that to him. Yeah, that's fair. But you have to appreciate, Terence Crawford needs a dance partner to bring his persona up. Terence Crawford needs somebody, even like Adrian Broner. If he was against Terence Crawford, he will bring Terence Crawford's persona up. Because look, Adrian Broner knows how to speak, True School. He can bring attraction to the table.
Adrian Broner knows how to act a fool. He don't know how to speak.
I'm not interested in seeing AB, bro. He's gonna lose.
Yeah, but he brings
like AB's. He doesn't come to fight, and I think people are gonna catch on to that sooner or later, and his pay-per-view numbers are gonna. Like, I don't think the guy will box again.
I'll be honest.
Sure as hell ain't fighting Crawford again. Can he even get a title shot at this rate?
Broner?
Yeah. He's got like loss, draw, loss. He hasn't won in like so long.
He hasn't won. I don't think he's won a fight since the Granados fight. I thought he lost that fight.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're not talking about skills. We know that Terence Crawford has a lot of skills, but right now skills are not paying the maximum bills. You need to come with some persona. Terence Crawford is losing the X factor. He doesn't have it, L-Dog. Terence Crawford doesn't.
I feel like the thing is though, I know what you're saying about Spence getting 50, not giving Terence 50-50, but honestly, I'm not against 50-50. I think they both need each other. Like this whole thing.
Terence Crawford needs Errol Spence way more than Errol Spence needs Terence Crawford. Let's be honest. Come on, let's be honest.
No, they need each other. They need each other because like
they need each other.
No matter who Errol fights,
their resumes. Bottom line.
No matter who Errol fights, people are gonna say why isn't he fighting Crawford? And whoever Crawford fights, if it's not Spence, they're gonna say why isn't he fighting Spence? It's at that point.
No, but you have to realize, I don't think Terence Crawford can move up anymore. I think he's at his stage of where he needs to be. Errol Spence still can move up to 154. He can have the Manny Pacquiao fight and go and have the 154 and go and clean up the division there. Well, Jamel Charlo can move up to 160 and Jamal can go to 168. So Errol Spence still has a lot going for him. Terence Crawford's gonna hit the wall. Do you see where I'm coming from, True School?
Yeah, but they both do need each other. Like it's a fight that's gotta happen.
They might need each other now, but Errol Spence has got better things to do. Terence Crawford needs Errol Spence more than Errol Spence needs Terence Crawford, for sure. If you did a poll, I guarantee you they'll say that Terence Crawford needs Errol more.
They probably would say that, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah, you don't agree with it personally because you look at people for what they've achieved in the boxing world. We're talking about the casual, where the money
most
is.
casuals in America don't even know who Earl Spence is. To be honest with you, he's not like an Omega star. That's my issue with everybody who talks about Earl Spence like he's Mayweather or someone like that. Like he's not. He's a bigger star than Terence, but it's not like he's like if Terence is here, Earl is like right here. Like Earl isn't.
No,
Earl,
I don't think. I think you're wrong there, True Score. I mean, I respect you. You're very knowledgeable, but you got to remember, after that car accident, there was millions of views went everywhere with Errol Spence. He's a much more bigger draw, and he's got way more attraction than boring Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is boring as fuck. You know what I mean? He's got no personality, bro. He's got a big gap in his tooth, and he doesn't even fix his fucking teeth. He looks ugly. You know what I mean? He needs to fix those teeth first. Have you seen that big gap in his tooth? He does.
My thing is this, man. Hey, when you can fight as good as Terence Crawford, you can look however you want to look. When you're as good as Terence Crawford.
Yeah, but that's the problem, bro. Errol Spence, you look at his girlfriend right now. She's hot as fuck. Terence Crawford's woman's 4 times the size of him. No, but listen, it's all the persona, bro. We are selling a persona. People don't like Terence Crawford's persona. People, all the people, they like Errol Spence. They think Errol Spence is cool as fuck. They think Terence Crawford is just a fucking guy who's just trying to be a family man and trying to be a, see what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
What's wrong being a family man?
But you know what I mean? It doesn't sell, bro. It doesn't sell as much as Errol Spence. Errol Spence sells better than Terence Crawford, bro.
Yo, hold on. Wait, we're talking. Did you just talk about Crawford's girl?
Yeah, I said his persona. I said Crawford doesn't bring a good persona.
Come on, man. Not everything is about money, though, man. Some guys would rather be an athlete first and a businessman second.
Yeah, but then that's where you go wrong, L-Dog.
Bro, are you about...
bro, like, some people... Nah, some people might just not...
This man been listening to too much Time Booth.
Yeah, some dudes ain't in it for, like, all the money, you know. Trust me, Crawford's getting paid, bro. Crawford is getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah, but he's not getting paid as much as he should be getting paid. He's the pound for pound guy.
Says who, man? Like, the guy ain't doing that bigger numbers.
Exactly.
He's getting paid more than he should be.
Pound for pound guy cleaned up the 135, cleaned up 140, coming at 147, and he's the pound for pound and a Hall of Famer, and he's getting paid. Errol Spence is getting paid double of him. Canelo Alvarez is getting paid 5-6 times more than Terence Crawford.
Hold on, I don't think Errol is getting paid double, bro.
He does. He gets 7-8 million a fight. He got 7-8 million.
That's how much Crawford is roughly getting.
No, Crawford's getting 4.2 million. I've been reading everything. I've been reading all of it.
4.2 million guarantee.
Everything. That's it. You got to pay taxes off. How much is the tax bracket? True School in America.
In America, for like millions of dollars, like they get taxed
or 30%.
30, about 30%.
Yeah, and do you know he's got to pay his camp and everything? Take all that out of the way, he comes back with 2.2 million.
Yeah.
So Terence Crawford is getting outpriced. Bob Arum can't help him anymore. Bob Arum is done. Bob Arum's throwing Terence Crawford to the wall. Terence Crawford needs to ride out these 10 months. Hey, True School, does he have to fight one more fight with Bob Arum, or can he just ride it out?
He probably could just ride it out. But I don't think Terence is that type of guy. He's not one to just ride it out. He'll take another fight. So
who's he going to fight? That Uzbekistani guy? Because there's only an Uzbekistani guy who's the #1 in IBF.
I don't know. Maybe he can fight. I don't know, Ray Robinson or some shit like that. I don't know.
Is Ray Robinson not with the PBC?
No, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. Yeah, he boxed on the Top Rank show. He boxed Kavaluskas on the Top Rank show last year.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, right? He got to get the fuck away from Bob Arum, because Bob Arum can't help this man anymore. He got to be a free agent and try and get Al Heyman to do a 2-fight deal with him. That say, okay, or 3-fight deal. Try and get him the Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight through Al Heyman.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. I honestly, the whole Terence Crawford Errol Spence thing, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like the negotiations for like Hagler and Ray Leonard, because like Ray Leonard was the more clean cut guy. He was the star, and Hagler wasn't really with all that talking. He's wanted to fight. Leonard was the Olympian. Errol was the Olympian. Hagler came up the hard way. You know, he was fighting guys that nobody knew. Terence is fighting a lot of guys that nobody knew or nobody respects as credible opposition. Simple. It's similar to me. But Hagler, and Leonard both needed each other. So make it happen.
Who had the belts when Hagler had the belts when Leonard went to fight him, didn't he?
Hagler was a champion, yeah.
Yeah, Hagler was the champion. Leonard just brought a lot of credibility, and he was a fan favorite. So he brought a lot of numbers to the table, didn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Terence. I think Terence is the number one guy to most people. He's the number one pound fighter in the eyes of most people. So he's bringing that to the table. He's bringing that status to the table.
So you think the number one pound for pound and the Hall of Famer should bring the 50% to the table because he's in the pound for pound?
You should.
Yeah, but I don't think business goes that way. I just don't think he'll get what he wants. He needs to be the one who wants to chase greatness. He needs to take a little bit less and go for it. If he thinks he can beat Errol, why doesn't he just take a little bit less and push for the fight? You see what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to my man Ronald Finkley with the $2 super chat. He says, I'm all the way in on T-Bud, bro. Me too. Me too, man.
Ronald Finkley's in the house. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man.
I like Ronald over there in Vermont.
He wants to have a fight on Border Wars. He keeps telling me, Rapstar, please tell everyone, man, set me up in Border Wars. I told him you need to go to Boxing Boys. Go
with that Ness.
Yeah, he says that they don't like him or something. I don't know what he was telling me.
Who knows?
They won't let him fight in there. But yo, look, main thing is, right, Terence Crawford is the B-side in all the fights when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence. Now, Punch Drunk Boxing told me yesterday that Keith Thurman is the A-side against Terence Crawford. I'm a bit confused about that.
Man, Punch Drunk is tripping. He loves Keith Thurman.
No, because he said, he showed me the numbers of Keith Thurman's last few fights, and Keith Thurman's numbers are huge.
You know why? Because they put him on right after like football games and whatever, so the viewership carries over. But with Keith Thurman, the dude's been inactive. He has no momentum behind him. He's not a champion. Momentum is important in boxing. Pacquiao has nowhere near the momentum he had pre-Timothy Bradley, pre-Juan Manuel Marquez. His numbers reflect that. But that's the same way I kind of view Keith Thurman. The dude was very popular when he fought Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. They put him on free TV when boxing was majority on premium cable networks, and they put him on at very good times, right after football games, whatever, right after the Olympics, I think at one point. So he got a lot of views, but right now, I mean, how much did Josecito Lopez do? I can't imagine that much.
Well, Punch Boxing told me that it did huge numbers. Funny enough, they said that Keith Thurman doesn't need anybody. The numbers he did with Josecito Lopez, or whatever his name is.
Josecito Lopez.
Yeah, I can't pronounce some of them. I'm from England. I get confused, bro. Yeah, but look, that guy, he said the numbers were huge. It was talking in millions, bro. He goes, Keith Thurman can sell by himself.
I don't think it did 2.5 million.
And that's
so,
a lot.
2.7.
That's a lot for against that Lopez dude. You know what I mean?
Punch thinks Keith Thurman.
He fought on regular Fox. That's why. Whenever Al Heyman puts Keith Thurman on TV, he's always fighting on regular Fox, CBS. So he's on free TV.
Well, here's the thing. Punch thinks that Keith Thurman is like the second coming of Sugar Ray Robinson, is a bigger star than Mayweather, is a tremendous humanitarian. He's a big fan of his. So, I don't know. I got to see some other exterior feedback from him, other than him, because he's I don't know.
Man, when it comes to Keith Thurman, the dude had star potential. Like, if he didn't get injured and he beat Danny and Porter, he probably would have been a big star. But truth be told, injuries fucked up his career, and I heard he's kind of lost love for the sport. Minimax. Luis Ortiz got 1.3 million against Flores.
Shout out to Minimax Boxing. Luis Ortiz got 1.3 million views against Alexander Flores on regular Fox because they put that fight on right after Joe Biden's speech on TV.
Luis Ortiz is a star.
But shout out to Minimax for following me on Twitter. But at the same time, is fuck you, Minimax, because you're picking Makhmudov to beat Hergovich. So,
oh yeah.
Get out of there. It's Team Hergovich on this channel.
I'm not gonna say.
Hey,
fuck
I just want to
Minimax,
announce this,
my
True
boy.
School. Yeah, I just want to announce who knows Anthony Fowler and Conor Benn from England.
Me.
Say it again?
Yeah. I got Conor Benn subscribed to me yesterday. That was cool, huh? You know what I mean?
Shout out to Conor Benn.
Yeah,
he's fighting on Saturday.
Say that again, bro.
He's fighting Sebastian Formella.
Yeah, so some of the British boxers, they've subscribed to me because I keep talking to the Americans, so they're supporting me, you know what I mean?
That's good.
Yeah, that's cool, man. But you know what? I got a message from somebody the other day before you keep speaking, and some people in England, they really know who you are, bro. So it looks like you reach out a lot of audience to England because they speak to me about you now. Yeah, you.
Really?
Yeah, you got a very good audience in England because I'm in different podcasts in the morning in London, and you came up yesterday that a lot of people said they like watching your show because you're not biased. So I just
what do they say?
let you know that. They just said, man, they like watching your show. You get good interviews. Somebody said you got Hergovich the other day, the heavyweight. So,
yeah.
So it seems to me boxers appreciate you because there's no bias on your show. And you got a lot of respect, so boxers like kind of shows like which got respect, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, BT, we got a timeout, Minimax. Look at what he said, bro.
Taka, Mighty, and Metron. Yo,
fighting words,
Minimax,
bro.
You tripping, bro? Yo, Minimax, I'm about to pull
it's
up
on
to where
site,
you're at.
bro.
It's on site. I'll get it for you, L Dog. He's in my area. He's in my hood. So.
Hey, so yeah, I just want to let you know, man. If you get some British boxers, I'm gonna speak well about you. Because I think you need to, you know, I'm sure you're that kind of a show that you will give exposure to any boxer. Am I correct?
Yes. I was gonna tell you if you talk to him, send him my way, man.
Okay, you said it here already, man, and they actually recognize that you actually have this thing about the England fighters. You speak about it a lot. Not many people do.
Yeah, I mean, I like. I'm a boxing fan, but I do watch a lot of British boxing and. A couple of really good friends of mine are fighters in England. Guys like Isaac Chamberlain, Gamaliel fight. Yeah. These are guys that I talk to on the regular. So.
So you have connections over there already.
Max McCracken, Max McCracken, Rob's brother.
Oh yeah. I know all them. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a gym over there in Birmingham. So I talk to him every now and then. He messages me sometimes.
Yeah, okay, that's good, man. Because at the end of the day, some of these boxers, they don't want to go to the bias shows. They don't like to be going where they show hate and stuff. You know what I mean?
No, I know how it is. I know how fighters are. But I'm glad you brought this up because I was gonna tell you guys here and the people watching that it's not finalized yet. I'm working on it, but there's a good chance I'm gonna interview Daniel Jacobs very soon.
Let's go,
champ.
Shout out to the Miracle Man, but Joe, Minimax, Andrew Maloney, he was robbed, and he was boxing beautifully against Joshua Franco. That man was looking like a pound-for-pound fighter, the way he was moving, sticking that jab out there, throwing combinations, He was boxing.
With it. It was shades of Ali, the way he was moving.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, but...
Rematch? Is he getting a rematch?
Man, listen, the fight we should be talking about, that should have been a knockout, and the fight we should be talking about is Maloney versus Chocolatito on the Estrada Rungvisai Trilogy undercard. That shit would have been fire.
I would agree with you, but honestly, the only fight we need to be talking about on 115 is that Chocolatito Estrada rematch. If we ain't talking about that, we ain't talking about nothing.
Ioka Tanaka.
Facts.
Well, that too. I don't want to disrespect Intangibles guy Tanaka, because we know Intangible loves Tanaka.
Hold on real quick, Matt. The chat, is being very disrespectful right now. Yes, I feel like you guys are gonna learn the hard way, man. You guys are gonna learn the hard way when it comes time for these dudes to step up and fight Hergovich, bro. He's gonna put a beating on I'll back him to beat any heavyweight in the world.
Yeah, but if that day happens, listen, L Dog, if he ever fights Fury or Joshua, I want to back you. I want your money. I want all your money, yeah?
Bro, I'm betting on Hergovich against Fury, but I won't bet on AJ because
I want all your money.
I'm gonna tell you this about Fury, bro. Hergovich will tear his body to shreds.
Okay,
his
you heard it here.
Pudgy body.
That's not happening. Listen,
he can't take those body shots.
I'm gonna put $500 and take L-Dog's money on your show, True School.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. He's
True
gonna.
You remember this?
I'm telling you, if he fights Fury, you know, they talk about Fury can't be hit, whatever. Okay, that fat body of Fury's ain't gonna move, bro. His head might be moving.
Hey, do you think he's being a fan threat? Do you think he's being a fanboy or True School? Please, can you?
Bro, I've admitted I'm a fanboy.
Okay, well, True School.
No, he's L-Dog is an admitted fanboy, and I love Hrgovic too. Right. I mean, I think Hrgovic still needs some time. He needs some time before he even thinks about fighting Fury.
Nah, bro, he can fight Fury next. Like, what's the worst that can happen? He loses on points.
Nah, you tripping. No, he'll get stopped, bro.
He'll get stopped, bro.
Bro, just like Otto Wallin, he got stopped.
Yeah, but Otto Wallin gave him a horrific injury. That was an injury, bro. He had to fight.
So what's stopping that injury from reopening?
Tyson Fury with Sugar Hill Stewart is going to be something different as these fights keep progressing.
Hrgovic is watching. I know Hrgovic watches True School, so we'll just be kind to him right now. But
if you're watching, champ, you know
he always watches this show.
The people are supporting you. You know,
but you're gonna lose against Fury, brother.
Nah, December 19th. December 19th is his next fight in Zagreb. Man, he's gonna fight.
I love his chances against AJ though.
Man, I want to fight. I want to see that fight with Michael Hunter. I think Michael Hunter will give him a good fight. But you know, people they say like Michael Hunter will outbox him. But bro, at some point he's gonna get hit with that right hand.
I want to see Hrgovic with Povetkin.
That'd be a great fight,
man.
I want to see that.
Got a question for
because
you.
I want him to show me what he can do with a Povetkin. You know what I mean?
Man, that's a good question.
We saw
MMA.
we saw what he did with the great Rydell Booker.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Rydell Booker, right? Rydell Booker took rounds off of Pulev and Jermaine Franklin, but he couldn't do shit against Hrgovic. So I think we need to keep it in perspective. But at the same time, the next big fight, he's fighting December 19th in Zagreb. I don't know against who, probably just a stay busy opponent. But right after that, early next year, it's Michael Hunter. And Michael Hunter is a good fighter. You know, he can box, but he is small. So I think it's a good fight because he might be able to outbox Hrgovic, but, you know, I don't think he can hurt him. And I think Hrgovic will stop Michael Hunter. And this will be the beginning of the end for the rest of these cats.
I mean, it's nice to know that he's got fans like you, though. So I'm not gonna put you down too much. You know, it's good for him to have fans like you, bro.
Hey, that's my favorite boxer right there.
Man, you got every right because some people they still ride with Derek Chisora in London. I mean, True School know what it's like. When you come from Derek Chisora's area, they respect that Derek Chisora still goes in and fights everybody. Now he might be like a gatekeeper journeyman stroke, but people still love him. True School, you know what I mean?
Oh, they love Chisora. Chisora is one of the most beloved fighters in the whole UK.
Yeah, because he just comes with that flavor. He's ready for the smoke.
He really
and that's the thing. I'm glad Chisora, because I was actually surprised. Chisora got paid £6.9 million plus 60% of the pay-per-view against Usyk.
He didn't? Really?
That's what I said, bro. Like that's
Holy
fuck. And that's what I was thinking. Like a dude with 9 losses, but you know what? He's an exciting fighter, so fuck it, he deserves it.
Wow, that's good money for the pandemic right now. I mean, even the other guys in America's not getting that, bro.
Yeah, he got banked for that fight. Like, man, it's just crazy.
How much did Usyk get, L-Dog? How much did Usyk get?
I saw he got like 2 million or something.
So they had to overpay Chisora for the resume.
Chisora's getting paid because he brings fans. Like that's the thing. That's why Chisora, I don't ever see him fighting a prospect, because why would he take a low money fight when he can still get paid so much money? He's not going to take the risk. Like Chisora, as fun of a fighter he is, like he's also in it for the money now.
What's wrong with that? Got to pay your bills, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, L-Dog, what do you think about Chisora versus Hrgovic?
Man, Chisora, that would be a hell of a fight because Chisora is experienced. He's tough. He's rugged. He likes to throw overhand punches, and we saw Eric Molina catch Hrgovic. But Hrgovic's chin is good. He's never been dropped. Never. So he can take a solid shot. He's bigger than Chisora. I think it'd actually be a war, but I think he'll stop Chisora. I think Chisora, he got hurt pretty bad by Usyk in the 7th. Usyk is not a big puncher. He was saved by the bell. I think a big, younger man with more power will be able to stop him. But Chisora, he's like he could still give you he would still be able to take rounds off of Hrgovic, and press him early. But after 6, there's only one fight. There's only one way that fight would go.
Yeah. I mean, it just depends, man. Right now, like True School said, we need to see some stuff from Hrgovic. We need to see the step up fights, right? True School.
Yes, we need to see Hrgovic step it up to a bigger name. I want to see Hrgovic in there with a big name.
Michael Hunter.
Michael Hunter is good.
Not bad.
Actually, it'd be a hell of a fight. Michael Hunter.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dillian White ain't taking that fight.
Hey, what about the winner? What about the winner, L Dog, of next week's fight that you guys are not speaking much about? Because I don't want to say too much, but Daniel Dubois, one of his guys in the camp, is my subscriber, and I talk to him sometimes. He's fighting soon against Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I know.
Can you guys please touch on that? Give some respect to them, please.
That's true. That's a great fight.
I mean,
I'm happy it's happening. It's one of the best
next
fights.
Week.
I know.
Yeah.
It's the 28th, right? 28th?
Yeah, and I want to know
as Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones.
What about the winner of that against Hrgovic? The winner of that?
That's fine. I love that fight.
Let's see it, but Frank Warren said no.
Okay, well, True School, can you touch on that fight though, at least, because we got some subscribers from UK,
I think it's a great fight because honestly, like I'm kind of with L Dog. I used to kind of underrate Joe Joyce, but he really is a unit. I mean, he's a unit. He's 6'6". He's big. He's got good amateur pedigree. I'm not picking him to win, but I think people are writing him off too easily against Dubois. But Dubois, I mean, we talk about Dubois. This guy's a freak. He's probably the most physically strong heavyweight prospect in the sport right now. I was talking to a boxing insider that I know a couple, and the guy I was talking to, he supplies sparring partners for a lot of people in boxing, and he's actually supplied sparring partners for Hrgovic and Dubois. And what he told me was that all the sparring partners that he supplied, those guys that sparred both Hrgovic and Dubois, they all said Dubois hits a lot harder than Hrgovic.
Yeah, but even people, let me just say something before L Dog does. L Dog, let me just say this: that Dubois has a big. There's a big saying in the boxing world that he knocked out Anthony Joshua. We don't know how true it is, but have you guys heard of this? Inspiring.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of about 20 fighters who knocked AJ out in sparring.
Lawrence Coley knocked him out. Supposedly.
Yeah, I ain't buying these rumors, man. Everyone's knocked out AJ in sparring, but somehow Povetkin, Klitschko, Joseph Parker, they can't do it with smaller gloves. No, but when it comes to Rick Glazer and what he's saying, I like Rick, but he is a matchmaker for Queensberry Promotions, which is Daniel Dubois' promotional company. So, but maybe he's trying to hype his man up.
Maybe. I don't know.
But Rick, we can fight on the undercard if you're listening, man.
Damn.
We can set this, Hrgovic Dubois fight up, and we can fight on the undercard.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my mind now. Listen to this, True School. Even if Dubois fights Hrgovic, I'm gonna take L Dog's money. I got Dubois. I'm just being honest. Look, I'm just gonna be where. Look, I got my own views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got my own views, and I know something about Dubois that people don't know. So I'm not gonna say too much, but Dubois smokes Hrgovic.
So do I. I know he got knocked out. I know he got knocked down and beaten to the point where he got sent to hospital when he sparred Hrgovic, and that's what Tom Little said.
Yeah, but that's a lot of fake shit, man. That's all fake. I guarantee you, Dubois smokes Hrgovic. But anyway, we're gonna try and make these bets when.
Okay. I already got a bet going on with my dad. Me and my dad already bet $20 on Hrgovic versus Dubois. I got Hrgovic. I got Hrgovic though. I'm team Hrgovic.
Okay.
Tom Little might have the worst nickname in boxing history.
Me and your dad think alike. I'm with your dad, bro.
Tom Little is fighting.
Little.
Yeah, Tom Little is fighting Alan Babbage this week. That should be a good fight. You know, Babbage.
Oh yeah, that's on the Conor Ben undercard, right?
Yeah, a lot of people they
Damn.
like Babbage, but I'm gonna be honest. You know, he's not very good, but he's fun to watch.
He's essentially Dave Allen 2.0.
Yeah, but he's more exciting.
Dave Allen.
Yeah, rest in peace to my boy Dave Allen.
Yeah, he said he retired because Usyk beat him up in sparring, and then they dropped the clips.
Yeah, I mean, he must have got hurt in that sparring or something, bro.
He said he couldn't remember anything for 30 minutes. Like, he blacked out.
Yeah, I honestly think, if you actually watch Allen's fights, like, that dude has an iron chin. But the David Price fight, I think, completely ruined him. Because that dude he said he was paralyzed after that fight. And he was taken out on a stretcher.
He got ironed out by the big stiff idiot.
He made the big stiff idiot, the plumber from Liverpool, look like Larry Holmes in his prime.
You hate to see it. I was hopeful for Dave Allen because I remember when I made my video for that fight, I said this is Dave Allen's chance to start climbing a little bit towards that British level. I couldn't even say world level, but you know, the upper echelon of the British level. That would have been his first big step towards that, and he lost.
I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. I think Tom Little actually might win this fight against Babbage. Little.
My god, that means Babbage is not even domestic level. Because
I'm gonna be honest, man.
Domestic level now, L Dog. Tom Little is a journeyman now, bro.
Yeah, he is. But let's be honest. Let's look at the competition he's faced. He's fought good fighters, man.
As a journeyman,
it's just to glorify Hrgovic. We know that.
No, don't disrespect Hrgovic like that. The cash cow Croatian boxing, the Croatian sensation. Don't be doing that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, look at bro. He's fought murderers row type of opposition.
Facts.
Yeah. Well, let's
Fabio
make it
Wardley
facts.
versus Richard Larte is a good fight.
I'm gonna come here with facts with my pounds.
Yeah, come with a good pound note.
Hey, you know my pound is strong, right? Hey, what's the New Zealand money? How much is that to the dollar?
Like 70 cents.
Okay, so it's not that. I mean, that's not bad either. It's like not weak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you better get 700 New Zealand dollars ready, L Dog, because I'm coming for you.
Man, I don't need to get shit ready. All I need to do is send you my PayPal because that money's coming one way.
Hey, I'm gonna put this on social media on my channel that L Dog wants these 2 bets with me. I'm just gonna let L Dog.
Well, hold on, man, because you know these fights haven't even been made.
But if they get made,
he's doing events.
If they get made,
depends which fight.
Daniel Dubois, Hrgovic, and Tyson Fury, Hrgovic. If they get made, I got Daniel Dubois and Tyson Fury. I just got to be honest, where I am coming from.
What you think, L Dog?
Man, it depends on that Tyson Fury one. That one, you know, I think that's a Tyson Fury, AJ. I think they probably beat him now, but in like a year or two, maybe that'll change because they're getting older. But Daniel Dubois, I'm confident Hrgovic beats him for the next 6 years. Okay,
so Daniel Dubois, L Dog's 100%, but with Tyson Fury, he's backing out. Okay.
But how much? How much would you bet?
Whatever you want to bet, because I guarantee you, Daniel Dubois smokes Hrgovic. So I don't care. I'm confident. I'm very confident.
Rapstar said he knows something that we don't know. So
yeah, and I don't want to talk about it, but I'm gonna put it on my show soon when this.
He can't talk about it, but maybe Daniel Dubois on some sort of special PEDs.
No, man. Listen, I watched sparring. There's some stuff that he does that you guys got to know that people keep it quiet. He's been smoking a lot of good people. You know what I mean?
He does karate?
No, what does he do? Sparring and boxing, bro.
I'm joking.
I know you're joking. But look, L Dog's got to be confident. He's confident with Daniel Dubois against Hrgovic. So at least he's confident that Hrgovic wins that fight. So I think I'm just going to send him my PayPal because that money's coming here. Hey.
Well, if you guys really want to bet, you should bet with Intangible about Tanaka and Kazuto Ioka. That's the fight everybody's betting on the YTBC.
Really?
Yes. That's the fight.
That's the fight, right? Tell
him.
You tell them. Educated people.
Yeah, Rapstar. This is a fight between a 3-weight world champion and a 4-weight world champion. Kazuto Ioka is the 4-weight world champion. Kosa Tanaka is the 3-weight world champion.
Yeah.
Kazuto Ioka is 25-2, but personally, I think he's 26-1. I think both of his official losses he actually won against Amnat Ruanrong and Donny Nietis, and I thought he lost his fight against Juan Carlos Reveco. But otherwise, he has a stellar resume. He's a former unified champion at the strawweight division. Kosa Tanaka has defeated 5 wins against champions. Kazuto Ioka has 7. Kazuto Ioka has been a top fighter at world level for pretty much 9 years. Tanaka has been for about 5 years. Both guys have had quick ascents into stardom. Both guys are incredibly skilled, tremendous offensive fighters. Tanaka more so relies on his firepower, whereas Ioka relies on technical boxing and sort of cold and calculated pressure. And it's going to be an amazing fight.
Hey, you sound better.
Hold on.
He sounds better than Max Kellerman. Whoever said it, you said that so well. You sound better than Max Kellerman.
He did.
Take Max Kellerman's job. Tell Max Kellerman to fuck off.
Hey, what'd you think about this? What'd you think about that, rap star? Tom Little, Hrgović knocked Daniel Dubois out 3 times in 2 days when he was here sparring him for prep with 20 ounce on. Man,
hey,
20 ounce
listen,
gloves.
Let me ask you something. Your money's secure then.
100%.
Okay, so how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet?
Man, I'll put 100.
All right, cool. We got 100 on it, brother.
But that's 100 NZ.
Hey, look, L-Dog, I'm appreciated that you're going for Hrgović, but you can't blame me. I want to go for Daniel Dubois. Simple, right?
But there got to be some sort of expiry on this bet, man, because what if this fight happens in like 7 years' time?
I think it'll happen within the next 14 months.
Hey, I hope so, man, because, you know, that'd be a good name on Hrgovic's resume, you know. UK fans, I know they like to big up their heavyweight boxers and all that, but to me, Daniel Dubois, he ain't nothing that special. He's slow. He's one-dimensional. He steps in with his jab every time. What's he gonna do when someone counters that with the right hand? He's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Well, you can break it down as much as you want, and I can start telling you everything else, but I reckon let's just let the fight happen, and I got Daniel Dubois. Simple. I just think he's too powerful, too strong, and he'll be just too much for Hrgović. But look, we got $100 on that fight if it happens. So what's the expiry date? 14, 15 months?
2022.
All right, that's cool. I'm up for that. But look, let's just go on to this then, because what he's got on the thumbnail is that Bob Arum. What are you saying now? What's this actual about? Are you saying that the Bob Arum and Terence Crawford's coming to the end now? Is that what the show's
looks
about?
like it? It looks like it's over for Terence Crawford and Bob Arum. Even if they work together, like they're not gonna make anything big happen together. You know, like I think all the rumors about Terence going to PBC and Top Rank, you know, all rumors about Terence Crawford going to PBC are about to come true. I don't know when, but soon enough.
If Bob Arum gets him in the Manny Pacquiao fight, can he sign him back into a 3-4 fight deal?
It might get more leverage into signing him a 3 or 4 fight deal, but I don't think Terence will take it. Terence looks bothered and just disgruntled. Like wait.
I just saw your thumbnail. You're saying that Bob Arum wants to get rid of him. Is that what you're saying?
He said that, but Bob said that.
Oh, so Bob doesn't want the pound for pound guy anymore.
Bob was like, I'll pull it up. I had it right here.
He's losing too much money with Terence.
Yeah, he said he was losing too much money. He just sounded very like disinterested in promoting Terence.
Bob's gonna get rid of him. Okay, that's weird. Okay, this is fucking weird.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm not going bankrupt promoting him no more. And then he said, you know, he's gotta promote the fights like Teofimo Lopez promotes the fights. He's gotta promote the fights like Floyd Mayweather used to promote the fights. If he doesn't do that, then who the fuck needs him? Those are his words.
Oh my God! Then I think Terence Crawford needs to start to speak to Al Heyman now and get a deal going.
He even said this. Look, he says, where did it say? He says nobody questions Crawford's innate tremendous ability by beating a naturally bigger guy in Kell Brook decisively. That's a big statement that he's making. The question is, does it pay the bills? Look, you can have the greatest opera singer in the world. If the fans don't support it, you're out of business. Those are his words. So it looks like he's lost interest over Crawford, and the writing's on the wall.
Yeah, but that just discredits Crawford before he goes into another deal with Al Heyman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
Bob Arum is not helping.
He probably figures he's got Fury, he's got Inoue, he's got Josh Taylor, he's got Lopez. He probably.
Yeah, but who's this black fighter? True School. Bob Arum needs a black fighter. Why is he not supporting his black fighters, bro?
I don't know, man. You gotta ask him that, or I gotta ask him that if I talk to him.
So who's the Bob Arum's black fighters that he's supporting right now? Tell me.
His black fighters?
Yeah, because this seems something. You just told me something, and you never mentioned any black fighters.
Yeah, I don't think he has any like black fighters, like top black fighters.
Racist motherfucker he is.
Racism.
No, because he's got Crawford, and you're saying that he ain't that interested in him, but he's promoting everybody else.
He did mention. Hold on, in that quote, I missed one name. He also said that he's also got to promote the fights like Shakur Stevenson does. He mentioned Shakur Stevenson.
Is Shakur Stevenson with Bob Arum?
Yes.
I don't even know if that's a good signing for Shakur.
Bob Arum?
Yeah, because you can see the blueprint in front of you.
I mean, well, he's got Andre Ward and James Prince behind him, so I think Shakur will be fine.
I mean, so why is Terence Crawford not fine when he's got such a big resume? I mean, not resume. He ain't got a greatest resume, but he's cleaned up all divisions. Let me ask you this: who is Terence Crawford in the Hall of Fame right now?
For me, he is.
Yeah. It's not, the rest of them are not, apart from Manny Pacquiao. He's in a different league. But Errol Spencer's not in the Hall of Fame right now. Sean Porter's not. Keith Thurman's not. So how come Terence Crawford's not the number one guy then?
Because it's based on achievements at different weight classes.
So that means even if he's the Hall of Fame guy and the pound for pound, it's not worth much, L-Dog, that means, in today's world.
Sort of. I mean, it's like Usyk, bro. He's got the best resume out of all the fighters fighting at heavyweight, but it was done at cruiserweight.
Well, it was like back in the 80s and the early 90s when Michael Nunn was fighting. Michael Nunn was one of the best fighters out there, and he couldn't really sell. You know, they called him boring. If you go back and watch his old fights on HBO, they were talking about how boring he was.
He was one of the smartest technicians, bro.
But I don't think, to me, he wasn't boring because I'm a pure boxing fan. But to Joe Blow, who watches fights with a beer and a Pepsi in his hand, you know.
I used to like Michael Nunn, bro. He was very tall, used his reach really well. You know,
one of my favorite boxers.
Yeah, and not only that, he had a good fight with James Toney until the last round. He got stopped. Apart from that, he was destroying people, bro.
Frank Tate, Sambu Kalambe.
Yeah. Frank Tate fight.
Ricardo Cordoba.
Yeah, so did he even had a fight with Mike McCallan, didn't he? Michael Nunn and Mike McCallan, the body snatcher.
Did they fight? I don't remember. How did they fight?
I think he lost that fight early days, but we got to check that.
Sambu Kalambe and Mike McCallum?
No, Michael Nunn and Mike McCallum.
No, they didn't.
Did they not fight?
No, they didn't fight.
Okay, I thought they fought. I mean, who did Mike McCallum fight then? I thought it was Michael Nunn.
Michael McCallum, I think he fought. I'm gonna say he fought. Did he fight Marlon Starling or Mark Breland or something like that?
I know he fought Roy Jones, and he fought people like Roy Jones.
Yeah, he beat Sean Mannion for his 154-pound title. He fought James Toney in those classic fights.
Did he lose to James Toney? He did, didn't he?
Yes, he lost.
Yes, he
lost, and also drew with him.
Oh, yeah, 2 fights with him. 2 fights.
Yeah, he did. James Toney fought some killers, man.
Yeah, James Toney should. He
Yo, I met Mike McCallum in February when I went to the Mikey Garcia fight. He's really nice guy.
Mike McCallum, he did defeat Sambu Kalambe, because that's what I was going to say.
Hey, True School, I don't want to call too many names, but I spoke to James Toney's camp 2 weeks ago. Let me give you a number on the private, not on the private chat. Send it on your email. Maybe you can reach out. He's got a gym now with Buddy McGirt. They got their own gym, and they're training kids.
Okay, yeah.
They're training kids. So his dad was speaking to me because his dad does all the promotional stuff.
Yeah, well, email me.
I was trying to get him onto Punch Drunk. But I'm going to send you the information as well.
Okay.
That's what I think most boxers should do, man. When they don't be like Floyd, help the next generation. Stop trying to steal the limelight.
Yeah, like I said, like I said before, I was world champion.
Hey, and stop promoting Angelo Leo. Shout out to Angelo Leo.
Oh, I'm so glad you I'm actually so glad you mentioned him. That's actually the reason why I'm training again, because I'm going to Vegas in 10 days. I'll be running the mountains with Angelo Leo.
Hey, so why are you training again, True School? You trying to fight? Are you trying to fight again?
No, I'm just training because I miss being in a boxing gym, you know, and I feel better when I train. I feel like I'm more focused when I train, just in life in general. It's just good for me. So it helps me learn about boxing. So that's why
you just keep yourself back in the training motion to keep active.
Yeah, because I feel like for things that I want to get accomplished in life, if I'm disciplined in the gym and training, I'll be disciplined in other areas of my life. So that's why I'm training.
Yeah, for sure. Some people, it helps them focus and stay in the right path as well.
It does. Because like I have a lot of like I'm a very nice guy, but like I have a lot of like tension and pent up aggression sometimes. So I just need to get out. I need to get it out in the gym.
Yeah, bro. Otherwise, I do 300 press ups every day, just press ups. So I know what you feel like. Look, man, I've been training all my life. We need it for endorphins. We need it to be challenging ourselves, to keep ourselves on our toes. You know, when you feel a little bit down about yourself because you're not active enough, you know what I mean? It's just and now we realize what these boxers do. They get depressed so much. Some of them after boxing must have a horrible life, no matter what money they got. I guarantee you they got a lot of demons.
They do. That's why, like Tyson Fury once said that, you know, he trains Monday through Saturday, but Sundays is only day off, and he says Sundays are always his hardest days because he just goes into this deep depression because he wants to be in the gym so badly.
What's up?
I think Tyson got issues, man.
I'm kind of the same way. I need activity or else I go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in a bad way about Tyson, but I think like Tyson, his personality, he gets addicted to shit. Like he was addicted to alcohol, and he replaced it with exercise, which was a good move. But the guy, he's not mentally stable, really.
Yeah, but let him be addicted to. Let me tell you something, L Dog, and True School will tell you this. A lot of boxers are not stable. Some of the boxers are not stable. You know what I mean, True School?
True.
I mean, they get punched in the head for a living.
It's not easy game, L Dog. It's not easy, bro. You know,
Troy,
imagine how you feel, L Dog. You train from a kid, and the other guy takes your soul in the ring. It's not easy.
Rapstar, 1 second. I want to let Troy speak. What's up, Troy?
Hey, bless up, everyone. Actually, I'm all talked out, man. I'm worn out. I wanted to tell you, where your dad at, man? Is he there with you, or he just?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm somewhere else right now.
Okay, well, I sent 2 pictures of something I cook. I'm always telling him about what I cook, but now he can see it.
Oh.
So, yeah. So tell him to check them pictures out. They're at the True School Sports page.
I'll check it.
Yeah, and I believe y'all were kind of all over the place, but he did touch on Fury and this and that, and you know what? No, you said that boxers are not stable. You cannot be a stable individual to actually get in that ring. I used to box, and in your own way, you're like your level of crazy, but it's.
What about Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao's very calm. Very
right.
Very
well, there's but there's a certain level of what most would consider crazy. There, you just don't see it. It's just different levels. Not crazy is the wrong word. When you get to the point where you're so focused on something that you would die for it, right? And it's some fighters like that, then that's what separates, the good, the best, and all of that. And I don't think that's crazy. It's just that's something that some people have, and that goes for any sport. Because, when I look at football, I could never do football. I tried out for it. I ended up punching somebody in the face, and the coach told me to go back to to boxing. Right?
Yeah.
So
that reminds me of myself. Like I used to play basketball a lot when I was a kid, and I like basketball. I'm okay at basketball, but I used to always want to get into fights on the basketball court. Like the last 3 or 4 times I got into a street fight, it was all on the basketball court.
Yeah. See, I mean, Well, my story's a little different, man. I went out for the team, and I really didn't want to, but I had some size on me when I was younger. So the dude was supposed to touched me, he tackled me, not flipped over head over heels, right? And this is with no pads or nothing. So I said, okay. And the coach asked me if I want to quit. I said, no, come on, tell him to do it again. So this time I got his timing down and I pivoted at the last second and I closed my fist, but at the last second I slapped him and knocked him into the fence. And the coach was like, nah, you need to go back to boxing and stay there. You don't need to be on nobody's football field.
Look, I agree with Troy. I do agree with Troy. I think sometimes you need to have that I don't give a fuck attitude. I'm the best. You know what I mean? And you got to have that X factor in you. And you know what that's like, True School. I remember when I used to train when I was a younger guy, I wanted to just do more than anybody could do. And I used to say to myself, if I don't do this exercise, my family's going to die. I mean, it's crazy stuff I used to say to myself to just keep, you know what I mean? You gotta have this you got to have this kind of a thing inside of you that just tells you you're not fucking scared. You know, you're got the X factor, and some people got it and some people haven't.
That's true.
Yeah, because I used to watch my godfather train, man, Simon Brown.
Simon Brown.
He would run in the cold until his eyes basically were almost frozen shut. He would just, he would spar. I would go to the gym with him, and he would spar cruiserweights, actually. He would take on the best people in the gym, and he would spar cruiserweights and all that stuff. And he made the mistake of putting that IBF championship around my waist at 17. And I said, Mom, this is what I'm going to do. She said, you crazy. And I said, nope, this is what I'm going to do. Yeah, man. Once you touch one of those things and you get to touch someone that's an actual champion, you're like, wow, wow, man.
I remember many years ago when I would go into when I go and ring the spar, I used to have to say really radical shit in my head just to deal with like the anxiety of going in the ring. So I used to always say, no matter what happens, I'm about to put this guy on a stretcher. This guy's going on a stretcher. Like I used to just say like the most fucked up shit about whoever I was with the spar. I'm putting him on the stretcher. He's getting out of here. I'll knock him out the gym because like the gym that I trained in, it was really small. So the ring was really close to the window. So like if you were to hit somebody hard enough, they'd fly out the window.
I tell you what, before I get out of here, did you have a friend that you went to the gym with? He was like a real close friend, a spar partner, anything?
Yeah, I did.
You ever spar with him?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all two tried to kill each other in there pretty much, didn't you, right?
They were the most hellacious sparring sessions, yeah.
Yeah, see, I had one like that, but here's the difference. He was a big fan of Mike Tyson. I was a big fan of Holyfield. The only difference is he had that gift. He had that one-hitter quitter. I seen him dent a 85 Caprice in 1989. Yeah. Where we lived, this true story, where we lived, it was let's just say with some racial issues, and these guys picked a fight with me, him, and this other dude, and we all boxed. The guys in the car didn't know that. So when the guy was trying to get out the car, my friend went and punched the door so hard he left a fist print in the door and knocked the guy over to the passenger seat. That's how hard he hit with his bare hands.
Dang.
Right? And me and him used to spar. He gave me a 4-day walking concussion. I should have went to the hospital. Yeah, I had that in my head for 4 days. 4 days. Yeah. And everything was sideways. I couldn't see straight.
I believe it.
Everything. Yeah. But I actually won that fight.
That happens to a lot of boxers.
Huh?
Wow.
What'd you say, Rapstar?
I said that happens to a lot of boxers even today.
Yeah, they go to the gym and they get beat up in sparring.
Yeah, he's the hardest hitter. He hit me harder than any human being in life. Because, yeah man, anytime you could dent a Caprice.
Because I came out again.
Yeah. You were saying something and you fell off, so go ahead.
But am I back now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good. You're good.
All right, cool. I just want to make sure you can hear me.
Yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, going to the gym and training.
Man, that still happens today. I know a boxer, Troy. I know a boxer went in for amateur fight, and he was pissing out blood. He was pissing out blood, Troy.
He got it. Somebody beat his kidneys up.
Punches, he was pissing out blood. Have you heard of that, Troy?
Yes, that's when you get your body and stuff beat the hell up. That's what happened with Ali when he fought Foreman. He was peeing blood.
That's what happened to Ruslan Provodnikov. Happened to Provodnikov a bunch of times.
Take too many shots to the body, man. Your kidneys ain't supposed to be getting beat up like that, man. Woo.
Nah. The kiddies can only take so much punishment. That's why you got to keep them elbows nice and tucked.
Yeah, you talking about James Toney. I used to watch him because to me, he has this, I like to call it, he's a defensive, offensive fighter where he'll lay on the ropes and you think you're hitting him and he's just using them eyes of his to block and roll. And the minute you stop punching, boom, he'll catch you, boom, boom. He pretty much like he did to Iran Barkley. That was one of the most beautiful fights that was so beautiful, man. That fight right there was beautiful. He just painted he's painted a picture on Iran's face, a picture of pain, pretty much. Yeah.
Nah, Tony was like he was like a lazy genius. Like he fought he fought kind of lazily, but like it was all by design. It was just something special.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. People think because his words are slurred. Let me tell you what. I used to talk to him on the phone. His mind is as sharp as the tip of a diamond. Yeah, that's how he could. Because I was talking to him about his fight with Reggie Johnson, right?
Yeah, Reggie Johnson. Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, man, you fought him on this date and that date. And James, he's like, you don't know shit. I fought him on this date, that date, and I can even tell you the time. He said, yeah, it was a tough fight, but I pulled it through. And then I got on him about Mike McCollum. He said, man, that's one tough old man. That's my countryman right there.
Mike McCallum. Jamaica's very own Mike McCallum.
Very underrated fighter.
Yeah, so what did you fight at, man? What weight class?
Who, me?
You.
Yeah, I was a 120, 122, 126, 122.
Ooh, big ass 120. How much you weigh now? About 140?
Nah, I weigh 136 right now.
You big, or is it just that you on screen where you look so big?
Nah, I think it's just because of how I look on screen. I got broad shoulders for the weight class.
Yeah, almost like Junior Jones. Remember Junior Jones?
Yeah, I remember Junior Jones. Yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
You would batter Ray Vargas.
Huh?
You would batter Ray Vargas.
I would, bro. Me and Angelo Leo are about the same size. So if you look at a picture of Angelo Leo, the WBO 122-pound champion, me and him are about the same size. We're damn near identical.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I used to be built like Orlin Norris.
Okay, I remember
Orlin Norris. Yeah. I want to say I was a little bit more. My arms are a little longer than his, but yeah, I was about his build.
Who do you look like intangible? You look like Tanaka?
No, I actually don't. If I had to say I look like anybody, I honestly don't really know. Maybe a former. I'd have to go way back in. I'd say I look a little like Luke Campbell.
Okay, long, lanky guy, rangy.
I mean, in the face, honestly. I mean, I'm not really built like him. If I had to say who I'm built like, I'd probably say I'm built like I'm probably built like a slightly more slender Hrgovic.
Hrgovic, you're tall like that?
No, man, I don't know.
Because Hrgovic's a unit. He's huge.
So let me just put it like this, right? I probably have a little bit of Luke Campbell in the face. About 146 pounds. 145, 150 pounds. So around welterweight.
Okay.
So if I had to say who I'm built like, I don't know.
Yeah. Rapstar, what's up, man? I don't know. Rapstar's not there. Oh, Troy, I wanted to tell you, Troy. I'm planning on doing a long video about Tyrone Trice and Simon Brown. I wanted you to be in it, actually.
All right. Well, yeah. I don't know if I inboxed you my number when I inboxed you the information about the other stuff. Did I do that?
Yeah, I don't know if you inboxed me your number. I think you did. The email, right?
Yeah. The first one I sent you.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
So I'll give you a call.
Yeah, just call me because I work during the week, but you'll probably do it on the weekend, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because I'm off the weekends.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to do it ever since I watched that fight. Like when you mentioned that fight, I'd never seen it, and I watched it like 3 times. I love that fight. It's one of my favorite fights.
Did you watch the rematch too?
I did. I watched the rematch. I watched Marlon Starlin versus Buddy McGirt. I watched Simon Brown versus no, I watched Simon Brown versus Buddy McGirt. That was the fight I watched.
Yeah. He wasn't ready for that yet.
Yeah, I watched Buddy McGirt versus Livingstone Bramwell. Watched that fight. Like there was one day where I watched like 10 fights from that era.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm probably built a little bit like a little bit smaller version of Mikkel Kessler.
Okay, Mikkel Kessler, the Viking warrior. He was a good one. Did you a boxer before or no?
No, I've only like sparred and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like I train, I stay in shape and all that kind of stuff.
That's good, man. I do same thing. Same thing. I've sparred like one local professional. I'm actually supposed to spar another one soon, so I'm looking forward to
that. In DC, there's not a lot of talent out here. Maybe Keyshawn Davis, but I don't know how long he's going to be staying in the Virginia area. Because of the fact,
right? Virginia?
Yeah, he's from Norfolk, so I mean, likely he's gonna because of the fact he's an Olympian, he's gonna be getting a lot of traction heading into the pros. He's probably gonna move out. So, I'm trying to think of who I can spar. Maybe I can spar Gary.
Gary Russell Jr. I mean, he's not fighting, so he ain't doing no fighting. So you might as well. So
maybe I can go up and spar Gary. I don't know.
I mean, he's not hard to get a hold of. Just hit him up.
Possible.
Tell him he's ducking you.
Yeah, bro. I'm looking for some work nearby.
Joe Biz Gmail says Arum just said that he could compete, and he being Terence, he could compete with Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler. What did I miss? Arum said Joe Biz that he basically said that Terence Crawford needs to start promoting his own fights more, like talking more like Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson and all these other guys. And then he said if he doesn't do that, then like who the fuck needs him? Those are Arum's words. And then Arum also said that that if he had all the money that he lost on Terence Crawford these last 3 fights, he could build a house in Beverly Hills. And he just seems like he's done with him. He seems very disinterested in continuing to promote Terence Crawford, even though he's great, because he also said that it doesn't matter how great of an opera singer you are. If nobody comes to the events or nobody supports it, then you're out of business. So that's where Bob is at with Terence Crawford. That's what you missed.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't blame Crawford for leaving. I mean, I kind of think that Top Rank is a company where they're great to start off with because they bring prospects along well. They matchmake pretty well. But at some point, Bob's kind of going to have enough of you. At some point, you're going to have to go above and beyond to really make yourself a star.
That's true. I mean, and Bob's old too. I think Bob's at the age where he's rich and he's very old. He don't care about nothing no more. He don't care about anything.
Now, last night it did seem, or not last night, but the other night it did seem like you cared a lot about that Maloney decision.
He did. He's talking about he wants to get out of Vegas. He wants to, like I don't think I've ever seen Bob Arum get mad at corruption before. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I saw him a little bit mad about that reporter that he was talking about MMA.
Talking about when he was talking to Ariel Hawani, and he was talking about MMA, and he was like, "It's garbage. They're not skilled like boxers. The homosexuals rested on the ground." Like he was saying all kinds of madness.
Bob Arum has these little rants sometimes. I don't know.
He don't care no more. He's over it.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just kind of washed up. Times have passed him. He's an old man.
I wouldn't say he's washed up. He's still a decent promoter. Right? He's over it all. But like I don't even know if I can call most of these promoters because most of these promoters don't promote. They just cut TV deals. There's a difference. There's a difference between promoting and cutting a TV deal. Like Don King promoted. They can say what they want, but he promoted fights.
Yeah. Don King was just a classic. Hey, he still promotes Alunga Makabu at cruiserweight.
I mean, he's got a couple fighters, but he's not really like promoting them. He's semi-retired at this point, Don King. He's got Makabu. He's got, I mean, for what it's worth, he's got Trevor Bryan, but that doesn't seem to be worth anything these days.
Yeah, at this point, hey, Makabu's a good fighter to have. That guy's exciting. No,
Makabu's awesome.
That guy's a beast.
He almost didn't even fight. Like he almost didn't even fight. What's his name? Who did he beat for the title? I can't remember who he beat for the title right now.
Michelle Sislak.
You're right, Michael. Yeah, that fight almost didn't even happen because of Don King.
Yeah, that fight was actually pretty close as well. I personally scored that fight a draw. Both guys got dropped.
Yeah, wasn't it like a big issue with the time clock? Because I remember like there was one round I was watching, and it was definitely more than 3 minutes, but they didn't have the actual time clock on the thing.
I don't remember. Watched it pretty recently. I remember that one top rank fight that ended that round ended 2 minutes early, or a minute early. What was that?
Top Rank is literally one of the best promotions in the world. It's just that PBC has all the welterweights. That's it. I mean, yeah, pretty much. It's the same thing when Top Rank had all the welterweights and they had Pacquiao and Cotto, and I think they might have had Claudio, but I could be wrong. But they had a whole lot of welterweights back in the day. Yeah, I don't know, man. Terence is just too passive. He's just way too passive in his interviews and all that stuff. Like, there's no reason a fighter as great as him shouldn't be more well known. But at the same time, it's not like Bob Arum has gotten him the marquee fights either. Like, they could have made the Pacquiao fight.
Yeah, it could have. I mean, Pacquiao losing to Horn. Being that he was near the end of his contract, I guess they were just doomed to have that occur.
I had this conversation earlier about that. I'm sorry, I'm getting off in a minute.
I can hear it, man. Might be time.
Yeah, that's a two-way street with Crawford, right? Because he's 33 now, right?
Yeah,
he's 33. He's very successful. Actually, he's actually the most. If you just talking about fighters in general, he's one of the most successful fighters of today, right? But you can't make other fighters fight you. That's the thing. If he goes, to me, this is what I think he should do. Get out of that contract now, since he knows that he's always known this man really don't really care about him. He just, he's a commodity, right? Mm-hmm. So go do the free agent thing like Mikey did. And the first person you really should go see, everybody would say Spence, but I'm not going to say Spence. I'm going to say Thurman, because Thurman is available, right? Have a sit down with Bob Arum and say, look, I'm a free agent. Let's make this happen, right? But don't come to me with no $10 million, because where the hell is he going to get that? I mean, where the hell are we supposed to get that just for him? He's not.
You can't pull it out of thin air.
Yeah, so let's be reasonable and put it on free TV, because if people see him more, that'll be you'll make your money. So put it on free TV and go from there. And once he dispatches him, then he can say, okay, why don't we talk to Pacquiao now and see if we can retire him in the right way, right? Boom. He'll dispatch him. He can move up to 154 at that point. Because if you look at him, he's not a welterweight. Did you see the video when he was he deadlifting or cleaning 500 pounds or whatever? You saw that?
Terrence?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, and he walks around close to 180. So he's not a welterweight. He's very okay. That fight Saturday, I was the first one to say it was stopped too soon. But then when I went back to watch it Sunday morning, right? Mm-hmm. I saw it. He didn't just hurt him. He sent ripples through his body. Like when you slap if you go to the beach and you slap the beach, you see those ripples. So he's not a knockout guy, but he's strong.
He's precise.
Yeah, he's strong. Yeah, and every time he hit him, you saw those ripples in Brook's body. People say, "Oh, he quit." He did not quit. You don't want to keep getting hit by a guy that can hit like that, especially when your head is buzzed. That ain't no damn quitting. He couldn't take anymore. Seriously, that's like someone hitting you with a bat in the stomach numerous times or something.
It was a weird punch too. It was like a hybrid jab hook. Like it was like a weird punch.
And the reason why it hurt so much because Brook stepped into it. That's right, why.
Yeah. All that force is going forward.
Yeah. So it was a beautiful thing, man. And if he could get that, okay, let's say he fights the Charlo at 154, and then maybe he could say, okay, Canelo, I did all this. Maybe you could take a look at me and go from there. If not, he has the other Charlo brother and he could just retire after that. I mean, honestly, if maybe, we don't know what's going to happen, but this is not going to be like Mikey Garcia trying to make 147 pounds and getting moved every time he get hit. The reason why these cats don't want to fight him over there because they know how strong he is. That boy's strong. He's strong. All right, man. I'm going after that. Show your dad the pictures and then give me a call. I'm going to bed, man.
All right, Troy. Get some rest, man. You need it.
All right.
All right, Troy. Take care. So yeah, that was Troy Graham. But I want to get to my man Luke Garcia's comment. Luke says, "What about Lomachenko? He can't even speak English. They promoted him all the time. Also, maybe they left by because of this reason. And after he blew up, he did a lot of his own also." That's what I said earlier, Luke. I said Lomachenko was getting a lot of promotion. He can't speak English, and no disrespect to Lomachenko. He's got the great footwork and all that, but he wasn't putting these guys away like Terence Crawford. He wasn't showing the versatility that Terence Crawford was showing. Terence Crawford passes the eye test in boxing like pretty much no other fighter in the sport right now. He's passing that eye test. You can say he's not fighting this guy, he's not fighting that guy, but he's passing that eye test with flying colors and then some. So I agree with you. I'm not gonna play into the narrative of like racism and things like that, but like Bob Arum is not doing himself any sort of favors. He really isn't. Terence Crawford is really, 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 really freaking great at boxing. Personally, for me, after that last fight, looking at the accomplishments, looking at the consistency of how he's stopping these guys. I mean, you have to go all the way back to his fight with Victor Postal to find somebody who went 12 rounds with him. The more Terence keeps knocking guys out, the better Victor Postal looks. That win is getting better on Terence Crawford's resume because Victor Postal's fighting Jose Ramirez, and he gave a good account of himself. I actually thought he beat Ramirez, but either way you slice it, he gave a good account of himself. But you have to go all the way back to Victor freaking Postal in the summer of 2016 to find a fighter that went 12 rounds with the great Terence Crawford. He is the most dominant fighter in boxing right now. He's beating shorter guys, shorter quick guys. He's beat tall, lanky guys. He's beat boxers. He's beat movers. He's beat sluggers. He's beating big, brawling boxer puncher like Kell Brook. He's doing it all right now. He's really doing it all. And he's outboxed these guys. He's knocked them out. He's knocked them out with hooks. He's knocked them out with hybrid hook jabs. He stopped them with body shots. He's doing everything. When he stopped them, not going to with a body shot. Carlos Cerise makes an amazing point right here, and I'm glad he's highlighting this because this is a forgotten fact. He says Danny Garcia was the mandatory for the WBO belt, and he decided to fight Adrian Granados for the WBC belt. Well, listen, let me first start off by saying shout out to Adrian Granados. He's a friend of the channel. Probably I'm not friends with too many fighters. I mean, I know a lot of fighters, but I wouldn't say I'm friends with too many fighters. Adrian Granados is probably my best friend who's a fighter in boxing. But yeah, you made a great point. With Terence Crawford, I remember that because if I'm not mistaken, I believe there was an offer made to Danny Garcia, and they were saying he turned it down, and that he didn't want no smoke with Terence Crawford. That's what they say. But I remember when Danny Garcia was number one for the WBO belt, and they didn't want to go that route. So it's not like guys are exactly jumping up and down with joy and happiness in their heart to fight. What you call it, Terence Crawford. We got Bectier. Hold on, the computer's being slow. He left. He didn't want no smoke. But no, he's a great fighter, man. He's a great fighter. As for the win itself, like everybody's discrediting Kell Brook and saying that Kell Brook is trash and it wasn't a good win for Crawford. It was a great win for Crawford. That he literally won that fight based off of his boxing IQ and based off of his poise and his patience. Because if you look at the first 2 rounds, I mean, yeah, you could say Terence was downloading the information, but he was right there boxing with Kell Brook. It wasn't like a normal Terence Crawford fight where normally Terence Crawford doesn't throw. Terence Crawford doesn't throw up that kind of volume in the. Well, no, my bad. Terence Crawford isn't boxing with guys the first 2 rounds. He's just throwing kind of touch jabs and feel out jabs and things like that. But with Kell Brook the first 2 rounds, he was boxing with him and he was losing. Kell Brook was picking him off with a jab. He was mixing in the straight right hand. So Kell Brook was in that fight. He was looking pretty sensational for those first 2 rounds. And then the round 3 was a swing round, which I just gave Crawford the edge because he's landing the cleaner and more effective shots. And then by the 4th round, Terence had figured him out. Terence had figured out his pattern, his rhythm, and he knew that the shot that he was going to land was going to be there because he got Kell. To go back to what Rapstar was saying, or no, Troy. What Troy was saying, Troy Graham. Shout out to Troy Graham. What Troy was saying was that Kell Brook was literally coming into the punch. And if anybody who's been in the ring in boxing, you guys know that when a fighter is coming forward, you don't necessarily got to even hit them that hard. You just got to hit them, and the weight of them coming forward is going to do all the work for you. That's what happened with Kell Brook. And then factor in that he's got his problems with his eyes, and there's questions about his punch resistance, and you got what you got. Shout out to my main man again, Luke Garcia, with the great comments. Luke Garcia says, hold on, wait, his comments are load up. Luke Garcia says, like I said, I live a mile from Crawford. I seen him already running this morning on my way to work. He just fought and he's already out putting work. This guy's the real deal. He's very hungry. Terence Crawford is one of the when it's all said and done and the history books is written from this era of boxing, guys like Terence Crawford, Tyson Fury, Roman Cholatito Gonzalez. These are the premier creme de la creme fighters of our era, in my opinion. Those I mean, there's other fighters too, but like those 3 guys right there, the guys I named because number one, they're all great fighters. They're all going to go to the Hall of Fame. They're all a cut above the rest, and they're all personal favorites of mine. By the way, Luke, if you see Terence Crawford on the if you see him running again, tell him I want to interview him. Tell him your boy True School Sports wants to talk to him. If you see him again, I love to talk to Terence again. It's been 4 years since I talked to Terence. I interviewed Terence at the Hank Lundy media workout. Shout out to my guy, Carlos Ruiz. He says, nothing against Granados, but Danny showed he didn't want no smoke with Crawford. Nah, exactly. Yeah, I know it's nothing against Granados. But Danny Garcia, all respect to him, but, it's been a known fact for a long time that he never wanted to fight Terence Crawford. Because if you remember correctly, when Terence Crawford made his debut at 140, that's when Danny Garcia decided, okay, it's time to get out 140. And then Danny Garcia went to welterweight. Then Danny went to welterweight. It is what it is, man. And everybody knows that those guys have a history in the amateurs. Like Terence Crawford and Danny Garcia didn't like each other. There's great interviews from Fight Hype here on YouTube where you get Angel Garcia explaining what happened with Terence Crawford and what's his name? Danny Garcia in the USA Championships, and go watch that if you haven't done it already. Shout out to my man. What's his name? Wait, what to load? My man Chanston Dotson with the $2 super chat. He said, "What's up, BT? What's up, Chanston? How you doing, champ? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the home of boxing on YouTube, True School Sports. Hope you're doing great. Let me know what you think about the whole Terence Crawford situation with Arum. You know, it seems like it's gotten worse than ever before because now Arum had. I mean, I've never heard Arum speak so badly of Crawford, and what a time to do it." Luke Garcia says he does a lot with the community. He's always out, man. He is not a hard guy to find or talk to. He's one of the best. I mean, I'm not in Nebraska though. I'm not in Nebraska, but yeah, I might need to get in touch with Terence. I'll pull some strings and see how we can get in touch with Terence because I'd love to have him here on the channel. He's a personal favorite of mine. All right, we got one of the OG. We got one of the OG subscribers here from True School Sports. This guy's been watching me for a while. I've been knowing this guy for going on half a decade now. Shout out to my main man, 50 grand. He's here. Boxing Therapy, aka Lyndon Jones.
What's happening?
What's up, champ?
Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you perfectly. What's up?
All right. Yeah, man. I just was listening to you guys talk, man. What's going on? You know, I was thinking about that time I was in the ring last year. Yeah, man. It's really
Border Wars.
Yeah. And you know, I kind of had an itch to do it again, man. I kind of had an itch because I know they have it in Texas. End of this year, I think next month.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm really just training for 2 reasons. I'm training number one because I want to get more disciplined with my life across the board. But then also I'm going to Vegas in I'm going to Vegas in 10 days, and I'm gonna be running the mountains with Angelo Leo, who's got one of the best gas tanks in the whole sport. So I'm trying to get as in shape as possible.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. At least you can still run, man. My knees are so bad I cannot run anymore, man. It's really terrible. I have to find different ways to get my cardio in. You know, even jump roping is kind of hard for me now.
Now that I'm starting to get in shape and I've gone to the gym a couple of days, I'm starting to become a little beast with the jump rope. I was doing I was jumping like this, and then I did the little cross thing where you go like that. And
yeah. I mean, because I remember when I first started teaching myself how to do it, I was hopping on one leg for a while, then I would switch to my right leg, then I switch back to my left, and eventually I just end up catching the rhythm. And then I threw the cross in there, and then I still can't really get that double jump down. That's really hard. That's really hard for me. Even when I was in shape, it was still hard. I couldn't really do it.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing where I'm going to be at in a couple of weeks as long as I keep going to the gym because I'm coming along pretty nicely.
Yeah, that's what I need to do is get back in the gym or something. But it's just kind of tough, man. Just got family time and it's hard to get that little time out of my way so I can actually go ahead and do it.
Yeah, Luke Garcia says December 5th is in Texas is Border Wars. So
yep, man. Because when I heard about Steve Willis is gonna be the referee for that, man. He's supposed to be the guest referee. It's gonna be crazy.
I wouldn't be focused on my fight. I would be looking at the
Yeah. I was excited to see him, man.
Seeing him in the ring though would give you that extra motivation to fight hard.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what happens, he's gonna be in one of those Steve Willis highlight reaction videos, and if you're getting punched up, it's gonna get played a lot of times. So.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, definitely getting in that ring, man. You realize who you are as a person immediately. Yeah, because I think that's the thing about me. I haven't got in the ring enough to really, because I guess you just got that adrenaline pumping, and it's just you try to psych yourself out so you're not overexerting yourself before you even hop in the ring.
Yeah, I'm supposed to spar a professional this week actually.
Okay, what's his name?
Robert Duran Jr.
Robert Duran Jr.
Yeah,
related to Roberto Duran.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got 6 fights. Me and him are trained at the same gym. So Wednesday we do sparring, and they told me last weekend because I was hitting the bag, and the guy that runs the gym, he's like, man, you're pretty good. He was joking around. He was like, we gotta get you a fight. You over here training all hard and stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to get in shape. And he's like, yeah, well, if you come by, he said it last week. He's like, if you come by tomorrow, you can spar Duran. And then I was gonna come, but then the local transportation kind of screwed me over. So This week I'm not missing it. I'm staying like 2 blocks from the gym. I'm gonna go this weekend. I'm pretty
Oh yeah,
gassed.
definitely do that. Tell me how that goes. Tell me how that
I
goes.
will, because like yeah, I've sparred one local professional before, but like he wasn't a professional when I sparred him. He was an amateur. He's a professional now. He's like
okay.
So this will be my second pro that I've sparred. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because is he the same weight? I'm assuming he's around the same weight as you.
He's a bit bigger than me. He's like, I'm gonna say he's a welterweight. I don't know what his walk around weight is, but he campaigns at welterweight, so I'm gonna say he's probably like 150. He might walk around at 154 or something like that. I don't know. I'm like 136 pounds, 137 pounds basically.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be closer to your weight, like in the probably 140s, between 140 and 150. Because when I was in Border Wars, I was fighting at 168. I came in at like 164 and a half, but yeah, I was like I was fighting at 168. I was fighting a guy that was probably about, I would say he was a lot taller than me. He was probably about maybe 6 feet. He's real tall, real lanky.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the height though. Height never bothered me. The height or size doesn't bother me at all. I actually like it. The bigger target.
Yeah, surprisingly, I found that out a little bit later on at the end of the fight. I could because like I guess I could get to him more than I thought I could. Because like in the beginning, I was kind of staying on the outside because I was kind of weary of his jab. But yeah, the fight changed on a little bit because we were both exhausted and tired. But yeah. I guess I caught him with a punch in the 3rd round and hurt him a little bit. He was kind of shocked by it because I think I like flurried like 5-6 punches at him. If I wasn't so tired, I probably would have finished him off. But I was just so exerted and tired by then I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going to Vegas because, like I told you, I've never ran a mountain before because there's no mountains in Florida. Like there's no mountains in South Florida.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna be it's gonna be different.
So the thing is, I'm not just running a mountain. I'm running the mountain. I'm running the mountains with a world champion, an active world champion, a young active world champion. So
I hope you can keep up with that, man.
Honestly, I'm a pretty competitive guy, so I think I will.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna ask for at least a round of sparring. So I want to see how I do.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but that's one thing I do agree with you, man. Like like I said, I love the workout as far as boxing is concerned. Hitting the bag, hitting the mitts. Just doing a lot of cardio, jump rope, and all that. I love that. Like I love the feeling of it. And like I said, it keeps me in a positive state of mind. Like when I was training, like constantly, like I was just like I could just feel that good energy flowing in me. Nothing really negative could really bother me then. Because I was just in such a great state of mind during that time. And that's where I need to get back to again because I done kind of fell off a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty fortunate because the gym that I go to, the gym that I just started training at, like I'm really good friends with the guy who owns it, and he lets me come whenever, and I don't got to pay anything. So like whenever. So like it's a great facility too.
Yeah, it's kind of like that's the gym I was training some kids at down the street from me. Actually, same way pretty much. If I wanted to like actually go in and get sparring and stuff, I know I could. But they got some killers down there.
Yeah, man, they do. You walk into these gyms, like sometimes you walk into these just random gyms and you see these like 13-year-old kids, 14-year-old kids, and then you watch them fight. Like, damn, I suck at boxing.
No, for real, man. Like I swear, it was like like you said, it was like some 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, man. They're in there like some killers, and I'm like, if I ever got in the ring with them, they would destroy me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I never said that. No matter who I spar, I always go in thinking I'm gonna get the better of them.
Yeah.
Never. I never say that, but yeah, they got some really talented. They got some really talented kids, man.
Yeah.
And gyms all around America.
Go
ahead.
No, I was to say I think it's because of the fact I don't know, like maybe if I would have started younger, I would have probably picked things up more naturally than I guess I would now. Because like I said, they like when I'm watching those young kids, man, it's like all the stuff they do is just it's comes so natural to them. Like as far as their offense, their defense, and all that, it's just all natural to them.
I mean, they've been doing it their whole life. They got a good foundation, so you know how to step, jab, and slip the right way, and turn the wrist, turn the shoulder the right way. All that stuff. All those little details make all the difference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. What do you think about Terence Crawford and Bob Arum? I don't know if you saw what Bob Arum said.
I heard about that, and I want to say I was shocked at first, but then I was just like, that's just old man Bob. That's just old man Bob talking. And honestly, I think we all see that, Terence Crawford is gonna have to part ways, and do his own thing, apart from Top Rank, because I know he wants to fight the rest of these guys at 147, or even move up to 154.
And he can't wait around any longer. I mean, like either he's gonna go to PBC or become a free agent and find a way to make those fights happen, or he's gonna have to stay with Top Rank and fight Patch to share at 154 or something.
I don't think at this point I don't see any reason for him to stay at Top Rank at all. I mean, unless he's just trying to sit back and just get them some easy money, but otherwise I think he'll definitely cross the street finally and fight these guys.
Yeah. We'll see, man. What did you think about his performance against Kell Brook this weekend?
Like I was watching it. I was kind of glad I did. I was about to bet heavy on Kell Brook too, and I'm glad I saved my money.
I'm glad you did it.
But yeah, like I said, when like I said, Terrence started off kind of slow, and when after he switched up, to that southpaw, it's just like he took over, and like Kell couldn't really do anything at all after that.
Like it was so like the knockout just came like it was a snap of a finger too.
Yeah, it was that was real crazy, and I'm not even talking about the fight before that, man. That was just insane.
Yeah, man. Like I was very disappointed in Kell Brook because I really thought with all the motivation he had going into the fight and the fact that he was fighting with no rehydration clause, I'm like, okay, well he might lose the fight, but he's not gonna go in there and get killed.
That's the same thing I was thinking. I was like, he's gonna be at the best he probably could ever be at 147.
That's what I thought. I was like, you know what, the Terence Crawford's gonna fight a better version of Kell Brook than Errol Spencer because Errol fought him off that quick turnaround. Now he had time to rest and rehydrate, and he hasn't really taken any punishment the last couple of years. So I'm like, okay, this might be a pretty damn good fight.
Yep.
And it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
And he ran right into that jab, man. And I was just like, he got knocked down by a jab. I had to rewatch it over. I was like, I can't believe that.
Well, it wasn't like a conventional. It was like a jab hook. It was like a hybrid jab hook. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Like jab. It was weird. It wasn't like when Jamel Charlo knocked out Rosario with a jab.
Yeah. That I still can't believe that, man. But he must have hit him clean, like in the solar plex or something, for him just to be on the ground like that.
I still can't believe that happened. He jabbed Jason Rosario to the stomach like that. It had him
like in convulsions.
Having convulsions and seizures on the canvas from a jab.
Man. Yeah. I don't want to say that was a setup or something like that, but
no, it wasn't, but it definitely wasn't. But people, I heard a lot of people that did say that. They were like, oh yeah, Rosario, he's a great actor. Clowns.
Right. And I think if Terence Crawford does come over to PBC, I don't know if Keith Thurman will actually fight him at this point, because I don't think Keith Thurman's got that drive like he had after Pacquiao. He just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I don't want to down the man. What his life choices are his life choices, but I feel like he's lost that edge ever since he got married.
Ever since he got married, and he had that, and he stayed off of that injury, he has not been the same fighter.
He hasn't. He really hasn't. He went to Nepal. He got fat, and he's not one time. He's not the guy that told Paulie Malignaggi, "Don't duck me, Thun. You better not duck me." He ain't that guy no more.
No, he's definitely not that guy. No.
And then he's over here asking for $10 million. But then they said it wasn't $10 million. So I don't know. I don't know who's.
I thought that was Broner talking that crazy stuff, asking like he ain't coming back unless they pay him $10 million.
Honestly, I miss Adrian Broner. They should pay him $10 million.
I don't know, man. It's just like I can't sit and watch Broner no more, man. It's just I know exactly what to expect with him.
His fights, whatever, but the build up.
The build up is always, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I love when he clowned on the LOB. That was my favorite. You ain't with me.
Oh man.
My man Phil 413 asks, True School Sports, what is your opinion on Naoya Inoue? I think he's an amazing fighter. He's got Obviously, great quickness, counter punching abilities. He can fight on the front foot. He can fight on the back foot. He can fight going side to side. He's been in and won dog fights. He's scaled weight classes just as good as anybody in boxing. My only criticism of him is that he didn't fight any of like the big names at 115. He didn't fight Chocolatito. He didn't fight Rungvisai. He didn't fight Estrada. So that's the only knock I have on his career. But for me, Inoue is a crystal clear top 3 pound for pound fighter for me. And I know for everybody else, it's probably not like that, but he's going to be my top 3. When I do my pound for pound list, he'll be in my top 3.
Yeah, how many divisions he went through?
He won a world title at 108, and then 108, 115, and 118. So he's a 3-division champion.
Okay.
Yeah,
3-division. I know champion. I was covering him before he even came over to the States.
Yeah, man. It's funny too, because like now he's not even like out of all the Japanese fighters, he's not even the guy that's won the world title the quickest now. Now I don't know if you know the other Japanese fighter. You know Tanaka?
I believe, yeah.
He's got a big fight coming up soon. He's at 115 pounds. He's like a 4-division champion, and he only has like 13 fights.
That's crazy.
Man. And he hasn't. I think out of all of his like 14 to 15 fights or whatever it is, he hasn't even fought one fighter with a losing record yet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. Is that like just a thing with these lower weight class? Like sometimes you just get that opportunity where you can just, like I said, get a belt, at a couple fights in.
Now you know what it is. No, I don't think that's what it is. That's more of like a Japanese thing because, in Japan, the regional titles in Japan are valued a lot more. So what winds up happening is the Japanese fighters win these regional titles a lot earlier than like fighters from America, like the UK will win their regional titles, and they get ranked a lot quicker than like fighters from those countries. So then they fight for world titles quicker because of that.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Because I was wondering the same thing like a couple of months ago. I was wondering the same thing. Like why the hell? What's with all these Japanese fighters winning a world title in the 8th fight, 7th fight? Like there's got to be a reason why this is happening there and it doesn't happen here. So then I was researching like the structure of like the Japanese, because every country has like their own regional titles,
right?
And I learned that pretty much they win. I think it's called they have 2 regional titles. They have the Japanese title and they have the OPBF title.
That like the Oceanic or
yeah, basically the same thing. So like once you win one of those, you're gonna get ranked, and they normally win them pretty early. Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to seeing a Inoue fight. I'm looking forward to him moving up to 122. Because I don't think anybody at 18 is gonna beat him.
Because that's Rigondeaux, right?
No, Rigondeaux is actually at 118 now. Rigondeaux wants to fight him. That'd be a good fight. That'd be good if they make it happen. But I don't think it's gonna happen because Bob Arum and Rigondeaux don't get along, and
Rigo's with over at PBC now, right?
And he's PBC.
Yeah. And so that probably won't happen.
That's not gonna happen unless Bob Arum overpays Rigondeaux, which is definitely not gonna happen based on the history. Right. So I feel like with him, he's not gonna get beat or have a chance to get beat until he moves up to 122.
Yeah.
Because he's not to fight a bigger fighter, a guy that he just can't walk through.
Because what Gary Russell's at, he moved up to 130 now, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Gary Russell's a part-timer these days, unfortunately.
For real, 1 fight a year.
Not even. I wish. 16 months, every 16 months, and then he's always in his car at the gym saying, "These guys are ducking me, man. They're ducking me."
Yeah, because he was calling out Haney, right, and then he like backed off with that when he was when Haney was like, "All right, sign the contract."
Yeah, he was, and then when Haney had fought Gamboa and didn't look so good, he was like, "You see, that's why Haney didn't want to fight me. You saw how he looked against Gamboa."
Oh man, get out of here.
Oh man, Luke Garcia asking a question. He says, "What are your thoughts on Efe Ajagba in the heavyweight division? The guy is a monster." Well, I wouldn't necessarily label him a monster. I think he's good. I think he's talented. I think he's got good physical attributes. but he's got a lot of work. He's got like a lot of work, technical work from the ground up that needs to be done. But I don't really know how good he'll be. You know, I don't think he's going to be better than like a Dubois or Hergovic or any of these guys. But hopefully, for his sake, he can start improving. And you know, I think he's got a chance to make the heavyweight division pretty interesting. You know, and PBC's got a lot of heavyweights. They got Frank Sanchez, they got Luis Ortiz, they got all those guys over there. So hopefully he continues to improve because he's got the size for the weight class. And yeah, so you know, best of luck to him.
Yeah. Hey, what was that Chinese heavyweight that was fighting? I think it was like a week or two ago.
Oh yeah, on the Haney undercard, Zhang Ji or something like that.
Zhang Zhao or something. It was something like that.
Yeah, he's huge. He's like 6'8". He's like,
that would be a good. See, I know that probably. I mean, I could see why that wouldn't happen. That'd be a good fight for Jogba. That'd be a good fight for him.
That'd be a good fight. Yeah, why not? You know, he's Chinese. He's a Chinese heavyweight. He's like one of the only Chinese fighters in boxing.
Yeah, I think it's like him and like one other like isn't there like another like 7 foot one? Or there was?
Well, a while ago, yeah, Nikolai Valuev.
No, there was another 7 foot one, and I swear Top Rank was promoting him.
Tyshawn
yeah,
Dung.
Yeah.
He was huge. I don't know what happened to him. Top Rank always gets these weird like Chinese fighters, and then they don't do anything.
Yeah.
Because they had remember they had Zhao Shming, who was supposed to be the next big thing.
Yep. I remember seeing him I only saw like maybe one fight with him, but I never really heard about him again.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw like maybe two or three fights of his, and I saw him like, man, this guy got a real amateur style. They gassing this dude up. That's why Bob Arum's pissing me off because he's out here promoting Zhao Shming. He was trying to promote the hell out of Zhao Shming because he's Chinese and he wanted to tap into the untapped Chinese boxing market.
Yeah, I see where he's trying to go.
Yeah, but come on, man. Like, come on. You either have it or you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, watching Nikolai Valuev it's just real sad. Like it just makes you want to cry.
Hey, I mean, say what you want. For the rest of his life, Nikolai Valuev can say he beat Evander Holyfield.
Whatever, he didn't win that fight. He didn't win that fight. Don't ever say that.
I don't think he beat him. But I'm saying for people who don't know anything about boxing, all you gotta do is pull up his box rec and show him.
Yeah.
All you gotta do. My man Kenny Cocktail Bayless. I mean, I love this guy. He always has the best names. He keeps calling himself Neofimo Lopez. And he says, yo, True, why is the media saying that Crawford shouldn't be pound for pound because of the competition, but they say Usyk is pound for pound and he hasn't fought a top opponent since 2018? I don't know, man. You'd have to ask them. As far as Usyk goes, Usyk was injured. Crawford's been active and he hasn't been getting those. He hasn't been getting those fights he needs. So I mean, I don't know why. That's the only thing I can think of, unless you want to get all LDBC with it and say it's racism. You know, you could go that route, but I'm not going that route.
I mean, hey, like it or not, Crawford is pound for pound, man. I
mean, for me, like he was. I know people are gonna say that Kell Brook was shot, but I don't care if he was shot. Nobody's ever done that to Kell Brook. Nobody's ever done that to him. Not Golovkin, not Errol Spence. I mean, Errol Spence had the biggest advantage any fighter's ever had against Kell Brook. He fought him right after Golovkin.
Yep.
And he won 11 rounds, and I thought he lost the first half of that fight.
He did. He got outboxed.
Yeah, and Terence Crawford just goes in there and he basically treated Kell Brook. He treated Kell Brook like a WBO mandatory. That's what he was.
Yeah, that's what he looked. That's what Kell looked like.
Looked like it too. It was sad too because I mean you've been watching boxing long enough, Lyndon. Like Kell Brook was the number one welterweight at one point. He was supposed to be like the next great fighter.
After he beat Sean Porter, man. I mean, but then he kind of just took that IBF belt hostage and took it back overseas, and he didn't really fight anybody until he fought Errol Spence.
To be fair though, people always say he took the belt and held it hostage, and I see what they're saying, but I don't think because. I feel like Kell Brook in his own way, like he was kind of the victim of the same thing that Terence Crawford is the victim of now. He fought a PBC fighter, but he beat a PBC fighter. So I feel like Al Heyman was like, okay, he beat one of my guys, never again. Not wow.
Yeah, I still don't understand that whole thing how they dropped Sean Porter from the rankings like soon as he lost that fight. I still find that a little crazy.
I mean that's how it goes, man. That's boxing. Like you ever like just because I have on my computer I have the boxing rankings as a bookmark. So like I click the boxing rankings every couple weeks, and I like to always go see like what changed and what random names are on the rankings that I've never heard of before, because there's always like 2 or 3 random names you never heard of in the rankings.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like. I don't check them that often.
I check them a couple times a month, like because sometimes like when I do videos, I don't know where guys are ranked and I forget where guys are ranked, so I go look and while I'm looking, I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
No, because then they have some people like in the heavyweight division that like haven't boxed in years, but they're still in the rankings.
I mean, Kendo is technically a champion, and he hasn't boxed since 2014.
That's crazy. How is that even possible still?
I'm gonna pull up the rankings right now. I want to see what's the weirdest thing I can find while I'm talking to you. We brought it up. Oh, here we go already. I already see something. I already see something really weird about the rankings. Junior, I don't know if you know who. Do you know Junior Fa? Have you heard of Junior Fa?
I know he's supposed to fight
Parker.
Yeah, he's supposed to fight Joseph Parker. Yeah,
it's a big rivalry fight in New Zealand. Because they're both like the only like decent New Zealand. Well, I wouldn't call you.
Where is Junior he? Like, how's he number 6? Like
he's number 6. He's number 6 in WBO. He's number 13 in what is it, IBF? 13 in the IBF. He's ranked in 2 sanctioning bodies.
Man,
I mean,
like I said, I'm not really familiar with him at all.
I've seen him fight twice, and the only reason I watched him fight was because a couple of years ago when I was making videos about Joseph Parker, I kept hearing everybody say, "Oh yeah, he should fight Junior Fa." I'm like, who the hell is Junior Fa? And then I used to watch. I was watching Mr. Boxing Today heavily at that time, and he was mentioned every now and then. I'm like, who the hell is Junior Fa? So then I just looked him up and I said, no, this I don't want to see Joseph Parker fight this bootleg David Tua.
Oh, for real? That's what he looks like David Tua, or he fight like him?
To me, that's what he reminds me of. He's like a bootleg David Tua. He's David Tua, but not as good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big money fight for them over there.
Over there, yeah. I mean, in the very small world of New Zealand boxing.
I see my man Zhang, he at number 12 in the WBO.
He's coming for all the smoke.
Where's is FA? Yeah, FA Joppa. He's ranked number 13 WBC and WBA.
Yeah, and you got Hergovic. You got my boy Philip Hergovic. He's ranked number 9 in WBC. He's ranked what? He's not ranked in WBA. He's ranked number 6 in the IBF, and he's ranked number 15 in the WBO. So Hergovic's gonna get a big fight soon.
Yeah,
he's ranking too many sanctioning bodies. This dude says Andy Reid is like David Tua, but not as good.
What? Not even. No, not at all.
Andy Reid can fight his ass off. Andy Reid is amazing. Yeah. David Tua will be champ nowadays. I mean, they all say that. Everybody who watched that era says that. I'm not so sure that he would be. Who would he be? What? Maybe he would have beaten Wilder.
Oh yeah, I think he would have. David Tua. Yeah, he would have beat a Wilder. Yeah.
He might have beat AJ, but he wouldn't beat no Tyson Fury. I'll tell you that right now.
No, absolutely not. Tyson would just he would jab his head off. He wouldn't even let him get close to do anything.
Yeah, man.
That's what happens when you're like 6'9" and you got reach half the size of the ring.
Yeah, we got. I'm looking at these welterweight rankings now, and I see some names I don't even know. Oh my god, I see like 3 or 4 names in the WBA rankings. I see like 3 or 4 names I never even heard of. I need to Google these guys.
See, I know Conor Ben. I don't know Agbra. What the heck, Agbra? I don't know that. I don't know who that is. I don't know who number 12 is. Wow.
I know Cody Crowley, but I only know him because I never seen him fight. I don't know anything about his career. I just know that he called out Adrian Broner recently.
Okay.
Razab Butayev. I think I've seen him fight. Gabriel. So WBA is very European influenced.
Okay.
Very European. Boyne Morgan, Louise Crocker. I know Chris Congo.
I see they got Rashida Ellis at number 5 in WBA. I'm surprised he should be having a shot. Probably maybe
he's good. Rashida Ellis is actually good though. He fought recently. I don't know if you saw his fight recently. He fought.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, he looked good. He
beat another undefeated prospect. He beat Alexis Rocha, which is a good win.
Yep.
You know, you got that in the IBF. You got that kid Castillo Clayton, who I thought beat Lipinets. They robbed the hell out of him.
I don't think I watched that fight.
Well, yeah, I thought he won. And then what's funny was like I remember I was surprisingly excited for that fight because I wasn't excited about it when it was first announced or anything like that. But then when I put on the tape of Castillo Clay, and I said, "Oh my God, this guy's gonna pull off an upset." Now I was live here and I was telling everybody, "Yeah, this guy Clay, he's in the beat lipping it, and he was outboxing. He's got a really good jab. I mean, he hasn't really fought anybody because like Castillo Clayton's only two names that are recognizable on his resume. He fought the corpse of DeMarcus Corley, and he fought Lipinets.
Oh, DeMarcus Corley, man.
Chop, he's still fighting.
Is he still fighting, really? Wow.
I think he is. Yeah, because let me see. I don't know when his last fight was, but yeah, he's DeMarcus Corley. He better start fighting, man, because I'm not sure what his record is, but I know he's got to be teetering somewhere around a 500 record because he has a lot of losses. Let's see how many wins he got. How many wins do I? He's 50. Okay, so yeah, he's 51 and 33. Yes, 33 losses.
33 losses? Wow.
Yeah, his last fight was last March. He fought the guy I told you about. He fought Castillo Clayton. Castillo Clayton stopped him.
Wow.
Yeah, and then before that, he fought Mikael Fox, lost to him. He fought Vivian Harris in 2018 and lost to Vivian Harris.
I remember him.
Man. He was a world champion. And then I remember Hank Lundy a couple years ago. I was making videos about the Hank Lundy fight because Hank Lundy was he was saying that he was gonna put Chop on a dialysis bag. So I was like, oh snap! I want to watch this fight. Hank Lundy's talking a great game right now.
Man, where's Josh Kelly? Where's he been at, man?
I think he's boxing soon. He fought he's supposed to box David Avanesian, I think, soon.
Is he gonna have a rematch with what's my man he had to draw with?
Robinson?
Yeah, he probably won't have another fight with him. Not yet.
Probably not. That's a horrible style for anybody. It's hard. It's really hard to look good against Ray Robinson. Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with Josh Kelly, but he needs to fight soon. Yeah. I had such high hopes for Josh Kelly, man. Josh Kelly.
Yeah, he had that style. He's got that style, but I think he gets a little ahead of himself sometimes, though.
He does. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. When he was in the UK and he was looking like Roy Jones Jr., I'm not gonna lie to you. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm like, yo, this guy's good.
Yep. I mean, I guess he could look slick like that, against regular competition. But when he starts going up, he gonna have to change the game up a little bit.
Yeah, he is. I remember I was saying things like, I was like, yeah, man, the biggest fight in the welterweight division in the future is going to be Josh Kelly versus Jerron Ennis. That's the fight.
Man. What belt Ugas got in WBA? Just the regular?
The regular, yeah. Regular.
Yeah, that's who Terence needs to just come over and get his little opening fight with Ugas.
Either I want to see Ugas fight Terence or Jerron Ennis. Ugas, I want to see Ugas fight one of these guys that can't get no fights because it's crazy. Jerron Ennis has only, he's younger than Terence, but he only has 11 less fights than Terence, and he hasn't fought anybody.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. I'm reading here about Josh Kelly. I'm trying to see what his next fight is. Yeah, Kelly just tweeted last month that his next fight's against David Avanesian, but it doesn't say a date. It might be this weekend, but I'm not sure.
Let's see, Josh.
One fight I watched. I can't remember who I can't remember who he did this. Yeah, Kenny Cocktail says I never fell for the fake slickness. Yeah, man, he was out there looking like the British Roy Jones Jr. There was one fight. He fought some cab driver. He fought some no hoper, and he hit this dude with a triple left hook like Roy Jones Jr. I said, "Oh my god!" That's why you can't get gas on these fighters when they're prospects.
Weston Campos. What was this fight? Oh, that was the end of the year last year.
Yeah, it's been a while since he boxed.
Yeah, he got a gifted decision.
Hunter against Ray Robinson, he lost that fight.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to see Josh. This is not going to happen because Josh Kelly would probably get destroyed, or maybe he would. I don't know. But I would like to see Josh Kelly fight Kavaluskas. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
kind of
I'm kind of looking at Josh Kelly like what's his name at light heavyweight? What's my man's name? Because I haven't seen him fight since Kovalev.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, light heavyweight. What's my man's name? Light heavyweight. Anthony Yard. That's who he kind of remind me of.
Well, like just like a real athletic fighter with good physical ability.
Yeah.
He hasn't really put it together yet.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I could see that. Anthony Yard, man. He needs to get rid of. You don't gotta get rid of him, but he needs to get himself a real trainer. Like he needs to get himself a real trainer. Tunde Ajayi is not gonna cut it.
Yeah, because I mean, I know he all up on the Instagram, showing the mitt work and his jump roping and all that. But yeah, he need to really work on his game because I mean, he almost did beat Kovalev though. He almost did beat Kovalev.
He did. He had him hurt, and then he got knocked out with a jab.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fighters. It feels like fighters are getting knocked out more with jabs recently.
It is. It really does seem like that.
Like, I feel like a big reason why it's happening too is because a lot of these guys that are getting knocked out with jabs are like they're dehydrated. I feel like boxers over the last year or so have been doing a bad job of making weight comfortably.
Yeah. Because I think that's what is it? Weren't they trying to do like same day weigh-ins?
Yeah, they're trying to do same day weigh-ins, and it's just too much, man. It's just too much. These fighters go through too much just to have a size advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they got so many divisions. I mean, I understand sometimes you might not be that size for the kind of like Kell Brook. He's a big 147 pounder, but he's kind of too small for 154.
Yeah. Are you aware of the new weight class coming up?
Yeah, the Bridger weight, right? 224. Yeah.
Bridger weight.
I think that'll mix some things up nice.
Yeah, they'll get the WBC a couple extra $1,000 in sanctioning fees.
Oh yeah, just more money in the pockets. More money in the pockets.
Keep Mauricio Sulaiman nice and fat. Eating at the most expensive steakhouse.
Too many belts out there. Too many belts, man.
Yeah, man. Like, I want to ask you this, Lyndon. Have you ever watched a boxing match with somebody who's like a casual box fan? Like they don't know anything. Like they're just there to enjoy the fights and watch. And like you got to explain to them like the whole belt structure in boxing.
I have to explain that to my my wife's family when I have them over. I have to explain that to them because they always like when I was watching Triple G. They love Triple G for some reason. So I'd always have to explain to them, like, yeah, he's the WBC super, right? And then now we got to explain like what is this franchise champion stuff now, man? I'm just like it's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, because I remember whenever I would watch fights with people like are casual fans, like after every fight, like every fighter is getting some sort of belt. So like it's like I remember they asked me, they said, Brennan, he has the belt? I'm like, no. He has a belt. He doesn't have the belt. He has
a belt.
I even tell him I was like, well, no, he doesn't even have a belt. He has what I call a trinket. He got a trinket. That's what he got. And then you got to explain to them WBA Gold, WBA Super, WBA Regular, and you got to tell them about the WBC Diamond and what that does and all this stuff. And
look, I had to look up what the Diamond was. I'm like, what is the Diamond belt? Because I'm just like, I'm lost. I was just lost.
It took me 2 years to figure out what the hell the Diamond title was. I think T Street. Shout out to T Street Controversy. He explained it pretty good.
Because that's like because the Diamond belt is kind of like given to you, right? It's not, you can't just earn it. It's kind of like given to you.
Well, no, like the WBC will put it up for grabs in a random fight, and once you win the Diamond belt, it'll get you a ranking position. It's basically like a regional title for the WBC before you get ranked.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's still corny though.
Very, very.
Yeah, man. Oh, what about Kenny Cocktail says Josh Kelly versus Kell Brook. That actually be. I mean, that fight would sell in the UK.
It would.
I would want to see it because I swear, man, I'm like a huge Kell. That's why I hated this Carver Kell Brook fight so much because these are like, aside from Pacquiao, these are my two favorite welterweights. Just like, if I have to watch Kell Brook lose to Josh Kelly, I'm done with boxing.
Or hey, Kelly versus Khan.
Kelly versus Khan. I'm okay with that. I don't like Amir Khan. Amir Khan's corny, but not
He
Kell
always
Brook.
wiggle himself into a title fight somehow.
Yeah, no. Amir Khan is basically semi-retired. You know, Amir Khan is like the head of the WBC Middle East or something like that. Like the WBC has this whole Middle East thing, and he's like the president of it.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading about it like a month ago.
Well, he's smart.
So he's pretty much out of the game. He just hasn't announced. He just hasn't formally announced his retirement yet, but he's basically retired.
Look, Kell and Khan just need to go ahead and do that last fight and just go into the sunset.
That'd be great.
So I could be happy.
the glass chin versus the titanium eye sockets.
Right.
That's the fight we gotta see, man. And what else is going on? Oh, you saw? I don't know. I haven't even done a video about this. I have to do a video about this on my channel. But have you seen Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.'s calling out Berlanga?
He said Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is calling out who?
Edgar Berlanga.
Who is that?
The Puerto Rican prospect, the guy that's knocking out everybody in the first round.
No, I haven't heard. No, I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh,
because I kind of have a vendetta against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I don't like it.
Why? Why exactly do you have a vendetta?
I mean, after Canelo, man, I'm just like, I'm done with you, man. Like, and then he quit again. He quit against Jacobs too. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done.
He had a fight like a month or so ago, a month and a half, month or so ago. He quit again.
You're kidding.
I'm not even kidding.
This guy's just straight trash. He's straight trash.
Go on his box right. He fought some guy because Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. He had an exhibition match.
I watched that. I saw that. I saw that.
Okay, Chavez Jr. was the main event of that card, and he fought. I can't remember the guy's name, but he fought some other Mexican guy who was all right. The guy's claim to fame was beating Canelo in the amateurs. So I was going for the other guy because he beat Canelo in the amateurs. And what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. I'm about to find it, but yeah, I was seeing like Chavez was doing all right, and then the fight got kind of tough, and I think he had a cut, and I was live for the fight, and I was like, yo, he got a cut. This might be the big. I was saying it as a joke, like this might be the beginning of the end, and then he quit.
Oh my God, man! No way.
Yeah, Mario Caceres, 11-0. That's what he fought on September 25th. So that was less than 2 months ago.
Wow. Why do they keep letting this? Why do they keep letting this man fight? Why do they even give him a license to fight if he's just gonna be quitting every fight?
The sad part is he's not as far as his actual talent, he's not a bad fighter. He can actually fight.
No, he was good. Like I remember watching him before he was fighting what was his name, which he shouldn't have been fighting in the first place. And he shouldn't have had the WBC title because it shouldn't have been stripped from Sergio Martinez back then.
Yeah,
that's how they made that fight happen with Julio Cesar Chavez and Sergio Martinez. Because they stripped Martinez for it.
Yeah, but no, he needs to not call out Edgar Berlanga, bro. Edgar, if that fight were to ever get made for some strange reason, that's like a death wish.
I would watch that just to see him get knocked out, so he can't quit. So he can't just quit on the stool.
And he'd probably get knocked out in the first. I mean, I want to see that fight because this kid Berlanga is knocking everybody out in the first round. So who knows? Maybe Chavez can.
No, I think I know what young kid you talk. I think I know what young kid you're talking about. Yeah, because he keep knocking everybody out, and I know he said he keep trying to get rounds, but he keep putting everybody away. I know.
He's Puerto Rican. He signed a top rank. He's like he right now the way it's going. If he keeps doing what he's doing, and when they step him up and he keeps winning in sensational fashion, he's going to be the next Puerto Rican star. They're already talking about him headlining at the Garden next summer.
Okay.
Yeah. So his fights only last for about an average of 111 seconds.
Wow. It's almost sounds like Tyson a little bit.
It is, but like, you know, even Mike Tyson didn't stop everybody. The first 15 guys he fought in the first round. I mean, at least there were some fights where he went rounds.
Yeah, so what you think about Canelo and Caleb Smith?
I don't know, but your microphone sounds kind of weird. I don't know why.
I sound now.
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird. Like I can make out what you're saying, but like it sounds kind of choppy. I don't know. We got somebody else here. Robinson Castellanos, what's up?
What's up, champ?
Is Hyro?
Yeah, bro, the only man to beat Gamboa clean.
That's right, Robbie. I like how you came with the Robinson Castellanos picture. I'm the real champ.
I'm the real champ.
Good, man. What did you see what Bob Arum said about Crawford?
Yeah.
What do you think, man? Is he out of pocket?
I think he needs to take some. I think he needs to check his medication.
I agree. He needs to take his medication and he needs to go. He needs to go get piped down and go get some rest.
Yeah, he needs some rest. Yeah, he used that out. He used that energy when he went out to talk to what's it called, Bob Bennett the other day.
He should have. I mean, like, isn't it crazy? Like he's getting more riled and more upset about Andrew Maloney, you know, getting robbed, which, you know, it is a bad thing and it is bad what the commission did to him. But like, you got the most dominant fighter in boxing in your stable. You got a guy who scaled 3 weight classes, been undisputed champion. He's on an 8-fight knockout streak. He hasn't gone 12 rounds since the summer of 2016. And you want to just like, forget about him.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, man. What was I gonna say to you, man? Oh my God! I can't believe I didn't bring this up earlier. But I'm bringing it up now. Did you guys see that Tyson Fury's brother Tommy Fury? Did you see when Tommy Fury called out Marcellus Wilder, Deontay's brother?
No, from Marcellus.
Have you seen that?
Wilder. No.
I want to see that fight. I made a video about that today. I'm gonna upload it probably sometime this week. But yeah, basically Tommy Fury had a fight against a nobody. By the way, shout out to Official Scorecard in the comments. He says, "I just came to say hi. I'm going to sleep. It's been a long time. I'm very busy. Big up to BT Pops panel in the chat. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Official. Shout out to you. Yeah, like Tommy Fury had a fight against some nobody in the UK and he knocked him out like in the first round. And after the fight, he called out Marcellus Wilder. And I was thinking about it today and I'm like, yo, that fight would be so lit because first of all, Marcellus Wilder isn't any good. And Tommy Fury, I mean, he's not really that great either. And they're both going to come out and they're both going to fight really hard. And I think it'd be great promotion for if they're going to make a third Wilder Fury fight, it'd be great promotion for it.
Yeah. You hear me now?
I think they should
I hear you, Lyndon.
I think Marcellus Wilder should move up to the bridgerweight division.
He should move up to the bridgerweight division. Yo, if he plays his cards right, man, he might be able to make history and become the first ever bridgerweight world champion. You know?
Yeah, another Wilder for WBC belt.
If they get him on that Deontay Wilder witness protection program at bridgerweight, he'd be good.
But what don't you think Wilder gonna go down to that bridgerweight and try to grab that?
I don't know what Wilder's gonna do. I think Wilder, man. I hate to kick the guy while he's down, but like Wilder seems like a lost cause, bro.
He can't take a loss, apparently.
He can't take a loss, man. He's talking about they spiked my water.
Yeah, that was crazy. That don't even make any sense.
I find it crazy because before that fight, if you remember, he was talking about this time I'm gonna finish what I started, and in the rematch, Fury, not even God can save you. He went from saying that to saying my water was spiked.
I don't know. I don't even know.
It's the greatest 180 I've ever heard from a fighter in my life.
He was probably sitting there for months just watching all the stuff everybody was saying about the gloves and everything.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he was here. I'm sure Deontay Wilder was here. I know for a fact he was at some point. Yeah, man. What was I gonna say? I asked Robinson Castellanos this question, but I'll ask you. Do you see that Tyson Fury's brother Tommy called out Marcellus Wilder this weekend?
You talking to me?
I'm asking you. Yeah, I'm asking you, Lyndon.
No, I didn't hear nothing about that. No.
Yeah, man. Tommy Fury fought some 0-11 guy in the UK and knocked him out, and then he called out Deontay Wilder's brother.
Do it.
That'd be amazing.
Do it. That would just be. I mean, just hype alone. Just from that would just come from like Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Just that hype. I mean, if somehow they can put them on a card together, that would be great.
They could, yeah, and then or if they don't, you could literally have Fury and Wilder, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder at the press conference or in the corner. It'd be great.
Oh, that would be that sounds like moneymaker right there, easy moneymaker.
And both these guys, like Marcellus Wilder, got knocked out by a journeyman, and Tommy Fury's out here fighting guys who are 0-11. So these guys are very far from world level, and I'm pretty sure both of them are they're both very vulnerable. So make for a great fight.
Oh yeah, still better than Jake Paul
and KSI.
No, I'm talking about this upcoming Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
Oh yeah, man, Nate Robinson, man. I think Nate Robinson is gonna get whooped.
I don't know, man, because I know I was watching a little Jake Paul knockout sparring highlights. I'm like, man, he fighting a bunch of just nobodies off the street.
Yo, he looked like a straight killer.
He do, but I'm just like, it's all publicity, man. He ain't fighting nobody serious.
Yo, Jake Paul's the best. Well, Jake, out of all like the YouTube vlogger fighters, those guys, he looks like the best one. Looks legit.
Yeah. Not all the YouTubers, yeah.
Hey, come on, BT, don't write out Nate Robinson. He can jump 6 feet in the air.
I mean, this is the guy. I mean, you're right. Nate Robinson is the guy who jumped. He jumped over Spud Webb in the dunk contest.
Yeah, but I mean, does boxing really? Does basketball really translate to boxing? Because it's just a whole different work. It's a whole different workout.
It doesn't. A lot of people think that just because somebody's athletic means they're going to be a good fighter, and that's not true. There's a difference between being athletically gifted and being a fighter. And there's plenty of fighters who are not athletically gifted that are just great fighters.
Yeah.
BT, did you ever see Shaquille O'Neal versus Shane Mosley?
Oh man.
Yeah. Did you see Shaq versus Oscar De La Hoya?
No.
Yeah, because he did it I think he did it right after Shane Mosley.
Yeah, Shaq had that show, Shaq versus. I think it was on was it ABC?
Something like that. Yeah.
Shaq had all kinds of crazy shows. I actually know some of there's this kid I went to school with. I played baseball with him in our neighborhood, and me and him went to school together. He was on Shaq's TV show, Shaq's Big Challenge. I don't know if you remember that show.
I don't remember that one.
Shaq had a show. I don't think it was very popular. I don't think the ratings are very good. But Shaq had this show, and the show was basically Shaq helping a bunch of fat kids lose weight. That was the show, and it was called Shaq's Big Challenge. And there was this kid named James on the show. This little white kid with like red hair. He was on the show, and James lost a lot of weight.
Man, but just thinking about it, just imagine if Shaq became a trained boxer, though, at how big he is.
Yo, Shaq could be the heavyweight champion.
Nobody can beat him, period.
Yeah,
I wanted to see Shaq.
Go ahead.
I wanted to see Shaq versus the Big Show at WrestleMania.
That would be great. That would be great to see.
I want to see Shaq. I want to see Shaq versus the Big Show versus the Great Khali in a Hell in a Cell match. A triple threat Hell in a Cell match.
Oh, hell no. They're not getting back up. Especially the Great Khali.
The Great Khali was huge. That's actually going back to that heavyweight, Zhang Ji, that the Chinese heavyweight. That's what he reminds me of. Lyndon. He reminds me of the great Khali, the way he's built.
Really?
He's huge as hell.
Cause is he a newer guy? Cause I don't really watch wrestling anymore.
The great Khali, no, he's not. He doesn't wrestle anymore. He used to wrestle like in the mid 2000s. He was like the 7 foot like Arabian dude or Middle Eastern guy.
Oh yeah, I don't remember him.
He was really big, bro.
Once he went down, he never came back up.
That's right. Shout out to my man Hawker Mustang. He says, "You want to see the Big Show fight Mayweather one more time?" I do. I want Big Show to get his rematch because Mayweather beat him already.
Man, that was so great.
Mayweather's conquered every sport, bro. He's conquered boxing, MMA, and wrestling.
You know, I think that's why people I think Conor McGregor and like Adrian Broner, they would be cut out perfect for like WWE and how they talk. They would be perfect for that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I was gonna say it was funny. I was gonna say Tyson Fury would be great for wrestling, but he was already on wrestling.
Yeah, he was. Yep,
yeah.
He sure was on wrestling.
Deontay Wilder, I think would be a good wrestler.
Yeah, he's got that image.
Because like when he talks in general, like you know that video that he made where he was talking about how Fury spiked his water and cheated. That felt like a promo.
That sounds like a promo. Yep. He could be some type of like boxer preacher or something like that.
He could, man.
And carry around a book with him all the time. I could totally see it.
Carry a Bible around with a big platinum cross.
Right.
With diamond.
Well, what is he? The new Devon Dudley?
Yeah, bro. Yo, this is by the way. Shout out to Hawker Mustang. He says, "What's up, True School? Where's your pops at?" Well, I'm good, champ, and my pops. I mean, I'm not with my pops. I'm staying somewhere different right now. I'm by the boxing gym that I train at. Big Babe Miller should go to WWE.
He should. He should.
He would do great.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he could do all the drugs he wants to. No problem.
The same thing. You beat me to it.
He could be big like Scott Steiner.
Oh man, Scott Steiner. Yo, there's this one promo of his that I watch like every 2 weeks because I can't help but laugh. He's like, my freaks, they appreciate size, and he's like, and it doesn't take a genius to realize. And then he says something about the 45-degree axis on the equinox, and the guys out there.
Wrestling promos are just classics, man. They're classics.
Yeah. Shout out to my man Luke Garcia. He got a good question. He says, "Quick question. I'm relatively new to boxing. I'm relatively new to boxing. A casual, I guess you would say. LOL. What, in your opinion, is the best way to really start diving into boxing? Not gonna lie, the belts get confusing." Okay, that's a good question. Well, as far as watching the sport, I think the best thing you could do is just pick like 2 weight classes. Like pick 2 weight classes with fighters that you know, and just learn those weight classes, and then just work your way down from there. So like learn who the top 3 to 5 heavyweights are, who's the champions and things like that, and the contenders. And then after that, go learn the welterweights because these are like the glamour divisions in boxing. And then you just want to watch the fights on a week-by-week basis. And as you watch the fights on a week-by-week basis, you'll start learning more. And by after 3 or 4 or 5 months, you'll sound like a freaking expert.
I want to say maybe that's how I should attack UFC because I try to get UFC, but there's way more people in that than boxing.
It looks like it. I'm not really into the UFC like that. I know Jairo is. Robert Castellanos is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I might even think about start watching that bare knuckle too.
Dude, I'm glad you brought up the bare knuckle because one of the guys that just fought in the main event on bare knuckle he trains at the same gym as me, and I was just shadow boxing with him in the ring the other day, last week. Yeah, you know Jairo might know who he is if he watches bare knuckle. Jairo, do you know Jim Allers?
Nope. No.
He just fought on the last bare knuckle thing. He fought Luis Palomino and he got destroyed.
Dude,
I mean, it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different animal with the bare knuckle though, man. It's like you get clipped and that's it.
I did watch the bare knuckle fight with Paulo Malignaggi and Arum Labov. But I didn't know how to score it though, because I don't know how the scoring.
That was kind of even. That was kind of an even fight.
It was. What were you saying, Harold, about Shannon Briggs?
Yeah, go ahead.
That we gotta go live when he does bare knuckle.
If he ever does anything with bare knuckle, I'll go live for it. Yo, everybody's upset. Like a lot of people are criticizing the Mike Tyson Roy Jones Jr. fight, but I'm hyped about that fight, bro, because I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would have a chance to do a live fight reaction for a Mike Tyson fight. I don't give a damn.
Real.
And Roy Jones.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn, bro. I'm buying the fight too. I'm gonna buy it.
Yep, that's gonna be my next fight party.
Yeah, it looks like I feel like that fight. That fight might actually do the best pay-per-view numbers of any fight in boxing, because I was walking around downtown Miami like last week or 2 weeks ago. I was in downtown Miami and I walked past a couple of bars, and they have signs like on the outside of Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, like advertising. And I said, damn, these guys are getting more advertising than the active fighters.
I mean, you got to think how big Mike Tyson is now, though. I mean, not trying to discredit Roy at any all, but I'm just saying, like, Mike is a lot.
No, Roy's a name too, though. People know Roy. Like Mike Tyson's obviously the clear A side because he's Mike Tyson, but Roy Jones is probably like the most popular B side fighter of all time. On any fight.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win that fight?
Man, I mean, I gotta say Mike, man, because Mike's the real heavyweight, man, and how they got it now is like it's kind of against Roy. They got the 2-minute rounds. It's kind of against him, right?
Is it 2 minute rounds?
Yeah, I thought it was 2. I thought they changed it to 2-minute rounds now.
If that's the case, if it's 2 minute rounds, I gotta change my pick. I was picking Roy at first, but damn, 2 minute rounds. Mike's gonna come with all the smoke for those 2 minute rounds.
Yeah, because I mean, I love Roy more than Mike, because I mean that's what I was watching. I was watching Roy. I didn't really get a chance to watch Mike Tyson when I was growing.
Now you will. Exclusively on Triller.
Yeah, I think the only fight I watched of Mike was really Lennox Lewis. That was the only one I really remember watching.
That wasn't even Mike Tyson. That was a shell of Mike Tyson. That was
that wasn't the same one. Yeah, because I didn't even know who Freddie Roach was back then.
Does Roy got a 22-foot ring?
Better hope it's a big ass ring.
Hey, listen, Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson starts saying all that crazy shit, like he was saying, like the gods of the arenas have awoken me. That's when you know it's time to run.
Yeah, for real, dude. He be scaring me on his podcast. He's the whole man. He goes like into a whole different person.
Yeah, I wonder. It must be quite the experience to like. I would love to. I wish I could get a tape recorder to his thoughts on a 24, like just for one day.
yeah, because you don't know what rabbit hole you're going down with Mike.
Yeah, and you gotta pick your words very carefully with Mike Tyson. Very, very carefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Still, I mean, he still has the punching power. He got the punching power. I don't know about the stamina. I mean, even he said himself, he's like, yeah, he said that when he put those first couple of videos out where he was hitting the punching bag and everybody's going crazy, he said he had to rest for like 2 weeks because he hurt his back. He actually hurt his back.
Yeah. But I know they said he was running like every day though. They said he was running like every day.
Man. Yo, if Mike Tyson's on PEDs for this fight, this could be the fight of the year.
Man, I mean, is there drug testing for this fight? I mean, I know it's just an exhibition, so you think it is?
This is gonna sound messed up, and I hope both guys come out okay, but I hope not. I'm trying to see Tyson steroided up. Hey, Hyra, who do you think? Who do you got winning that fight? You got Mike Tyson or Roy Jones?
I'm gonna go Roy Jones. I'm gonna go mobility. Tyson's gonna gas us some. He's gonna gas himself out, and I think TKO.
Roy Jones ain't no Holyfield though.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
So I know Roy is bigger, but he don't move like he used to. He don't move like he used to.
He can still move though. Did you see that video where he was trying to teach Chris Eubank Jr. defense? Yeah. He can still move. But he's a reflex fighter, you know. Guys like him, I think in those first like I think in the first round, I can't even say the first couple of rounds because there's only too many rounds. I think the first round, he's going to be really, really. There's a big chance he's going to get lumped up pretty bad the first round if he gets caught with anything.
Yep, because he can't. Because I watched Roy's last couple fights, man. He like I said, he's not really, like I said, he doesn't move too much. He's kind of just standing there, with his paw and jab out there, trying to counter you. And if he tried that with Mike, he getting put to sleep.
Man, they should make and on the undercard, I think they have Badu Jackson on the undercard.
Yep, Badu Jack.
Ain't that crazy? Badu Jack's fighting on a Mike Tyson undercard. That's the most 2020 sentence of all time.
Yep, I'm hoping he can win. I'm hoping he can win this time. Who's that?
Vidal Riley.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Vidal Riley is the guy that trains KSI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know these other fighters. I mean, they got. Obviously Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson, but on BoxRec they listed as Nathaniel Robinson. So make of that what you will. Got Joe Kuzmano 18-3 versus Nick Jones 9-3 for the for the WBC United States title. I didn't even know they had a United States title.
United. What is this? This really sound like wrestling now, man. What is this?
Dude, like the WBO Intercontinental.
Do they gotta pay fees for that?
They do.
That's crazy.
All these belts are the same. Listen, and the fighters love the belt. Like you can't tell these fighters about these belts not being real. These fighters love their belts.
Look, man. I get it. I've held all the replicas of belts, man, and it's like I said, it's something to actually hold it and wear it. It's something, but I mean, yeah, it's amazing feeling.
I can't knock it. I'm just like, when does it end? When does it end?
It's never gonna end. It's never gonna end.
I think in the next 5 years, I think sometime in the next 5 to 10 years, we're gonna get like another title that gets recognized as like one of the belts you got to win for undisputed. So like I feel like another 5 to 10 years the IBO will be looked at as a legitimate title.
Yes, the coveted IBO.
Well, hey, if anybody should be biased towards the IBO, I should be biased towards the IBO because their headquarters is in Miami, so they're the best one. They're the best one. The IBO is the best. It's the South Florida belt.
That's where they from. From South.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, I was thinking about doing an interview with them, but I'm like, nah, man. I don't want to give the IBO any more legitimacy. I don't want to cause no. like if I do an interview with them and it does good, and like let's just say that the interview helps the IBO become more legit in boxing, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel like I helped destroy the sport of boxing, and I can't have that on my hands.
I mean, honestly, I think boxing. I wish boxing kind of was more like the UFC as far as like as one body. So I mean, you could in that way. I mean, we would get the fights we were looking for. Honestly, we would. I mean, they wouldn't have a choice. They would have to fight each other. There wouldn't be no ducking or dodging.
Yeah, well, like I mean, Al Heyman tried that, but it's. I think it's much too difficult in boxing. The sport is too fragmented, and you got too many
networks and everything. Yeah.
Oh, here's a great question. From Keen. Does Roy Jones Jr. versus Mike Tyson crack 1 million pay-per-view buys?
I believe it. Yeah, it will. It will. I think so.
It will. I don't know why though. I mean, I don't know. Like I know people are talking about it, but like I don't really feel like the buzz is that big yet. But maybe who knows? Maybe like in another a week or so, it will pick up even more.
Hey, when they get the because are they gonna have a face off?
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Well, I mean, as soon as that the week happens, I think that's all they're gonna need. Honestly, I think that's all they're gonna need. As soon as fight week,
Mike Tyson's probably gonna throw a punch at the face off. He's gonna do something crazy.
I need to see that. I need to see that, Mike.
Because you gotta understand, like he told you in the podcast that this guy's fight when he's fighting, he's a whole different person. and that person's gonna come out. And Roy Jones Jr., he's no punk either. So, honestly, this might be the fight of the year. And it's supposed to be an exhibition.
I think that's crazy.
Like, you remember?
Hey,
Rocky? What's up?
Are you ready for Sebastian Formella versus Conor Benn?
Of course. I was considering not going live for that fight this week because it's such a bad fight. But then I looked at the undercard and I saw that Tom Little's fighting Alan Babbage, and I said, okay, I'll go live. Conor Benn versus Sebastian Formella might actually turn out to be a good fight. I mean, when Formella fought Porter, it was a sparring session because Porter's a world level guy. He's a ex-world champion, top 5 welterweight. But Conor Benn, who's Conor Benn? Conor Benn's not even like a top British level fighter yet in welterweight. So I don't know. It might be a better fight than we expect. I hope it is.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, they said because I guess they trying to have like an old fighter, I guess all the old fighters are gonna try to fight each other, like Evander Holyfield and I guess whoever else want to hop in.
I know Shannon. Yeah, well, I know Holyfield wants to get in on it because Holyfield trains every single day at the it's funny. They closed down the heavyweight factory, but then they opened it back up just for Holyfield because the guy who owns the space still has the building, but the building is for sale. So I haven't gone down there. I haven't gone down there since they closed it and whatnot. But I want to go. I want to go down there soon. I want to go watch Holyfield train because he's there every day. Every day he's training.
Yeah, because that's when you was down there with Holyfield and Shannon Briggs.
Yeah, Bo and Briggs and Holyfield.
Yeah, Bo was down there too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to Bo in months, but I remember the last time I talked to Bo, he was telling me he want to fight Mike Tyson himself. He want to fight Mike Tyson. They don't want to fight Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's the cash cow of this old guy boxing league.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I seen Bo. I mean, you think he could actually come back?
No, I know. I mean, I love him. He's a dear friend of mine. I love the guy. But he doesn't want to train. What's funny was I remember when I was going to the heavyweight factory and I used to train there for a little bit, and he was talking about coming back, and he was saying I want to get in shape. I'm gonna do this. So I told him I was like, well, if you're serious about it, I'll come here every single day, and I'll get on the treadmill next to you, and you can get on the bike, and we'll get you in shape. I'll get you in shape. So I went there for 2 or 3 days to try to get this guy in shape. And by the second or third day, he's on the exercise bike. But he's over there drinking a Coke. How could you can't drink no Coke while you're on the exercise bike? And he was like, "Man, you gotta understand. Listen, you gotta understand. I gotta drink the Coke to get my blood sugar up."
Well, I mean, like I said, he was at that, that high level. So I mean, maybe he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. Maybe
he doesn't. I don't know. I think he's cool what he accomplished and happy. Yeah. I don't blame him, but I personally wouldn't want to see him fight again. Yeah, Haka Mustang said Riddick Bowe didn't want to train when he was champion. Yeah, man. He didn't. He I mean, he had a good career, but it obviously should have been a lot greater than it was.
Yeah. ABT.
Maybe they have
Castellanos versus Devin Haney.
You want to see Robinson Castellanos versus Devin Haney? Yeah.
Man, why they out here calling Devin Haney Paulie Malignaggi Jr. out here?
Oh, you saw it on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm like, man, they wrong.
They were calling him Black Paulie Malignaggi. I actually have that picture on my phone. I was thinking about posting it in my as a community post, but I know once I post that, I know once I post it, people are gonna get all salty, like racist. I'm not even the one who made the picture. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
Because it is pretty funny. I mean, listen, I think Haney's gonna. I think he'll mature, and I don't think he'll ever be an knockout puncher, but I think the knockouts are gonna start coming in about another year or so. I mean, he's already shown like he showed it in an Antonio Moran fight. When he places the shots right, the knockouts are there. So it's just a matter of him getting a bit stronger.
Yeah, because he's only like what 21, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 21.
Yeah, so he got give him a few more years. Give him a few more years.
Hawker Mustang says he said, I remember when he was champion, and he's talking about Riddick Bowe. I remember when he was champion, he did an interview and he said, "What do I need to train for? I'm the champion. Period. The challengers need to train for me."
Wow,
does sound like
a line. That's a line right there.
That is a line, and that's something he would say. I know for a fact he would say something like that. And then Kenny Cocktail Bayless says AJ versus Bo. Break it down. What do you mean breaking down? Bo in his prime beat the hell out of him.
Yep, I think he would.
Because AJ, AJ is like AJ is very talented. But AJ is like he's like the bootleg version of Bo right now. But like he can't fight on the inside. But he's got the size. He's got good speed. He punches well in combinations. Riddick Bowe would double jab him right-handed to death. And then what happened eventually is he would fight on the inside, and Anthony Joshua would have absolutely no answer, not one answer. when Riddick Bowe gets on the inside, because Anthony Joshua can't fight on the inside.
Unless he's fighting Klitschko.
Yeah, unless fighting Klitschko. They don't teach inside fighting in Europe. It seems like that because none of these the only European fighter I know that could fight on the inside pretty good consistently is Josh Taylor. That's it.
What about
who else is there?
What's my man who fought Leo?
Leo Santa Cruz?
No, who fought Leo? Carl Frampton.
Oh, Carl Frampton. I mean, yeah, he's good. He's a solid inside fighter, but I wouldn't call him like an elite inside fighter. He's good though. He's slightly above average. I'm talking about like elite inside fighters, like Josh Taylor. He can fight on the inside. He showed that against Prograis. I mean, hell, he showed that in his last when he fought that guy from Thailand or whatever, and he stopped him in the first round with the body shot. Like, yeah, the UK, like, I mean, I like British boxing, but the UK British style is very much about like it's like points and jab into the head and the 1-2 and all that stuff, and they're very they preach fundamentals and whatnot, but they don't really like. If you notice, most British and European fighters they don't really have like a inside game.
No, they don't.
Even Kell Brook, as skillful as he is, like you don't see Kell Brook throw devastating grown man punches to the body.
No, he's got like I said, he's got his good jab and he's got the good straight, and like he still got that weird awkward style though where he kind of jumps in, and I don't think a lot of fighters expect that except for Crawford. He caught him, but yeah.
Aka Mustang says Vitaly Klitschko could fight pretty good on the inside for a big man. That's true. Yeah, but no, Vitaly Klitschko was underrated in general for his skills. People don't talk about his overall skills enough.
Yeah, he was way better than Vladimir. Yeah,
like, if him and Vladimir fought in their primes, I think he'd beat the hell out of Vladimir.
He would every time.
I mean, and he's a scary looking dude.
Yeah, that's like Ivan Drago in real life, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean that's who Philip Hrgovic actually reminds me of, which sounds crazy because I mean obviously like Vitaly Klitschko is a great fighter, but Philip Hrgovic's style and like his facial expressions and the way he fights reminds me a bit of Vitaly Klitschko.
Yeah. Hey, who was that? There was a white guy boxing on the Terence Crawford and Kell Brook undercard. They were fighting at I think 160. What's the guy? He had like a super high. He had a super high top. Yeah, he was looking like Drago for real.
I can't remember his first name, but his last name was Howard. Something Howard. He fought Keandre Leatherwood. He fought right. That's the fight, right?
Yeah. Yep. That was actually a good fight too.
It wasn't a bad fight. There was this one fight. I can't remember who the guy is right now. I was going crazy watching this fight. There was like this one guy who was like 1-0, and the other guy was 2-0. It was early. It was like super early in the card. It was some guy from Australia. He fought like a Mexican. I can't remember his name. That was the best fight. That was probably the best fight on the whole card, believe it or not. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the fight.
And that was like the fights that came on like the prelim fights that came on super.
Yeah, it might have been the second or third fight on the whole entire card. Like
I think I missed the first fight.
Most people like probably like 400 people watched that fight in the whole world. Most people don't watch the fights that early in the card. But that fight, I'll pull it up for you right now. I'm gonna pull it up. That fight, I got remember these names. I was watching it going crazy. It was a Mexican guy, and then it was an Australian guy, and the Australian guy fought more Mexican than the Mexican guy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I'm gonna say it was like 3 or 4 rounds of just like really good action. Where is it? Let me see. I just pulled it up. Oh yeah, Vegas Larfield versus Juan Alberto Flores. That was the fight. That fight was amazing.
That was a screenshot. I know I got it too. I got it recorded.
Kenny Baylor says Vitaly Klitschko versus the Sugar Hill version of Tyson Fury. That'd be an amazing fight. Because I think the Sugar Hill version of Tyson Fury is something different. Like we saw as that Wilder fight was progressing, how much better he was getting. And just for me, I've seen it with my own eyes how Sugar Hill Stewart drills for guys in the gym. And like I know for a fact Tyson Fury, whoever he fights next, is gonna improve significantly from whatever we saw against Wilder.
Oh yeah. And he keeps that size on him like that too.
Oh my God. He's gonna be barreling on top of you, putting all his weight behind the right hand and the hooks.
Yeah, he's
Tyson Fury
a serious problem.
He might turn into a knockout. He might turn into a straight knockout artist.
I don't know about that. That's just ain't him. He's not a knockout artist. He's not a knockout artist.
I don't know, man. Like he's gonna improve and start placing these shots even better. And I don't care if he's a pillow puncher or not. 260 pounds is 260 pounds.
True. True.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think you're gonna see him crack people like how Vladimir clocked Joshua. I don't think you're gonna see that.
Or Pulev.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sleeping on Pulev, man.
Oh, do you think Pulev's a live dog against AJ in that fight?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think he's gonna be throwing elbows left and right at AJ. It's gonna be a real ugly, dirty fight. I
think people are forgetting that Pulev had to go through hell and back just to even get this fight because that girl tried to set him up.
Oh yeah, Jenny Sushi,
yeah. Oh my God, yep. She's not even around no more in boxing.
Nah, man, she was part of the game. She wasn't no real reporter.
Yeah, she was like, and then she hired the same lawyer that got Bill Cosby thrown in jail. She hired that Gloria Aldridge chick, that lawyer, and then she was like, yeah, I went to the clubs to get professional interviews with after the fight.
Oh yeah, whatever. And then the footage is out there. You're done.
They kept doing lap dance on half of his family.
Right. Come on.
It's too much. It's too much. But hey, London, I think I'm gonna wrap it up, man. I've been live for like 3.5 hours. So
all right, man. Yeah, I need to get to sleep myself, man.
Absolutely. Great talking to you, man. You be safe.
All right.
All right, bro. All right, so there you have it. That was Lyndon Jones. I'm probably gonna get off, guys, but just a couple of quick program reminders. I'll be live Saturday for Conor Benn versus Sebastian Formella, even though I'm not looking like all that forward to it. I'll be live for that. Tomorrow, I'm not sure yet, but tomorrow more than likely I'll be interviewing Rick Glazer on True School Sports. Rick wanted to come on the channel today actually, but I had to take care of some videos earlier and kind of got late, so I figured tomorrow will be a better day to interview Rick. So Rick Glazer is going to be on here tomorrow, and there's other videos coming out, all kinds of content coming out. While I was live, actually, I got in touch with Daniel Jacobs' trainer, and they're actually in my area right now, and I'm trying to set up the Daniel Jacobs interview this week. So a lot of things going on here on True School Sports. Make sure y'all continue to subscribe, support the channel. There's going to be a lot of good things happening in the coming weeks and months. And, you know, it's been a great 2020. It's going to be even better 2021. Going to finish this year strong. And I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night. God bless. I got to go to the gym tomorrow. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.